Tonight, we have a mammoth matchup between two of the top teams here in Premier League Wiffle. We have the Bombers, who are 12-9, going against the 15-6 Vaderz. Let's talk about the Bombers for a second. A team right now reliant on Max Fernandez, Mateo Fernandez, and Alex Fernandez, the three-headed brethren of pitchers that they have. Also, they produce very good numbers on offense as well. They're going to have to go against Billy Santijuan and the Vaderz. Billy, the knuckler, out of Las Cruces, really doing well with a sub-1 ERA. Also, Tanner Roundy on the bump. They got a really good squad. This is going to be a good one. I'm Trench Pacone right here, Hideaway Field in beautiful Las Vegas. I'm with my main man, Kyle Lohman. Good to have you up here after a good win against those ones last night, a series win, 2 out of 3. You got to feel good about that.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a wet night here at the Hideaway, but it was nice to get 2 out of 3 against a tough team. They were the #1 seed in the league. And honestly, we were hoping just to get one, and to be able to find a second win and to get our first series win of the season was nice. But tonight, it's about 2 of the best teams in the league, the #1 ranked Vaderz against the #3 ranked Bombers. Matchup of 2 powerhouse hitting offenses and really shut down pitching staffs and solid defenses. Will be interesting to see which side of the ball steps up tonight, whether the Bombers continue to shut guys down, Max, Mateo, Alex, and the Vaderz continue to shut guys down, Billy, Tanner, Stepna, or, let's see if balls leave the yard tonight with Hollis and Max and Trevor Bauer.
I mean, you got to remember, Max won Player of the Week. What, he hit 4 home runs against the Legends?
Sounds right. Yeah, 3 or 4. And yeah, it was the Max show. And honestly, it's been the Max show on the mound to start this year. It was more Mateo last year, and now it's Max's turn this year to step up and be the leader of the Fernandez clan over there for the Bombers.
Let's take a look at that Bombers lineup right now.
Yeah, first is going to be Alex Fernandez playing short, followed by Mateo Fernandez in left, Trevor Bauer playing second base, Hollis Hale playing third. Max Fernandez is going to get the start here in Game 1. And Lonell Simmons, second-round draft pick this year, actually third-round draft pick this year, is going to get his first career start in the PLW. Jake Shirley and Zach Beal here to sub in and play some defense as well.
I want to go over real quick the Vaderz lineup also before we have a special guest who's going to be talking a little bit about the matchup tonight, a little insight on both. Why don't you put up that Vaderz lineup real quick? Looks like we have Ethan Ibarra. He's just been a... Oh, okay. Then we'll just wait on that. You're good.
Yeah, this is a playoff preview on paper for sure. Right now, these 2 teams are both looking like they're going to be making a deep run this season. 2 teams that are very capable of winning it all here in the PLW. So I expect this to be a preview of what we're going to see later on this season when there's some serious...
I mean, last year, the Bombers were only 6 outs away from being in that finals matchup. Couldn't get it done against the Sand Vipers, and eventually the Sand Vipers won the championship. But they have smelt it. They've been there. They tasted it, and I think they want to go all the way this year. I'd look out for Hollis Hale. He's got that swagger back. I know he's got that big bombshell that he likes to drop every time he hits a home run. Keep your eyes out for Hollis Hale tonight.
Yeah, he's definitely a big part of their lineup. When he hits, it's just like a bonus for them. Max is going to get his. Mateo is going to get his. Obviously, Trevor Bauer is going to hit some balls to the moon. But when you add in Season 1 home run champion Hollis Hale, when he starts hitting the ball hard and leaving the yard, there's no easy outs in this lineup, and these guys can put up runs with the best of them.
Yeah, we're just about ready to go. As you can see, the Fernandez brothers. Remember, Big Al out tonight with a back injury. Lonell Simmons, the rookie, is going to fill in that 6th spot, and that's going to be a very pressure moment for him. This is as big as it gets for him.
Yeah, for sure. We'll see if he can do anything to help roll the lineup over. It's going to be mostly relying on the top 5 guys in the lineup for the Bombers tonight. And we'll see what Billy Santijuan can do. Came off a perfect game 2 weeks ago and then followed that up by getting a little rocked by the Warbirds last week, giving up 4 runs in the bottom of the first, including a 3-run home run by Chris Warfield. We'll see who has the edge tonight, Santiago or the Bombers. And he starts with strike 1 against Alex Carrasco.
Alex Fernandez up to bat right now. He's been putting together quite a bit of a year comparatively to the first couple. And immediately he goes opposite down the right side.
Nice little jam shot up there, up the middle by Fernandez. Really good job as a leadoff hitter, staying simple. Nice quick swing, finds a hole.
Here comes Mateo Fernandez. And like you were saying, last year was the Mateo show. Let's see if we can keep that going.
Yeah, simultaneously, Mateo won Most Improved Player last year and nearly won the MVP. Runaway Most Improved and finished 3rd in the MVP voting behind only Taylor Briner and Adam Tenick. Had arguably a Cy Young campaign as well. Really a great player.
Yeah, 2-2 count here to Mateo Fernandez. Alex on first base. No outs.
He sure did, Tom. Alex is out here pumped up, bat flipping his first base hit of the night.
And Billy with an early walk, and you never want to give that up in the first inning, especially with no outs.
Yeah, and, you know, the Vaderz are average depth when it comes to pitching. They do have 3 starters in Billy, Tanner, and Stepna. But if for some reason they have to go a little deeper than that and Billy walks out, maybe Tanner has a little trouble, you know, the deeper they get into this Vaderz pitching staff, definitely advantage Bombers.
This should be a double play ball.
Chance for 3.
They might go, oh, no.
Oh.
Wow, they really did have a chance for 3.
And that was such a quick ground ball to Ethan Ibarra at short and got it quickly over to the third baseman, Stepna, but he made a bad throw there to the second baseman, Gio Battistoni, and that's going to be an error, which allows...
Yeah, it should be 2 down with only one
on.
on.
But we got first and second, 1 out instead. So we'll see if Hollis can take advantage of that, put the ball in play. Wide open middle of the field up there for him. Interesting that they play him so spread out in the outfield. Kyle Eder ranging in the middle of that monster in left, and Tanner Roundy over by the 102 sign in right. This is a tailor-made double play ball. They got a second chance at this easy way, and they turn it this time to get themselves out of the inning. Redemption for the Vaderz there in the top of the first.
Yeah, after a early walk by Billy Santiago, gets out of that jam on the second attempt of a double play. And then we're going to the Vaderz right now. I want to talk a little bit about Gio Battistoni. He was kind of quiet the first few series of the season, but his bat is finally starting to come around. He's hit a couple of good shots, had a great drive out of the park a series or 2 ago. I think he's going to do some stuff. Check out that lineup.
Yeah, Ethan Ibarra going to lead off playing shortstop, leads the league in home runs, followed by Billy Santiago hitting second, one of the best singles hitter in the league. Kyle Eder playing left, Tanner Roundy playing right, batting fourth, and that left-handed power hitting Gio Battistoni batting fifth, and the versatile Nate Stepna playing sixth. And it looks like they have their entire bench of substitutes here tonight. Alex Hutt, Sasai Alarcon, Kenny Santawan, Scott Burley, Jake Slusher, Alonzo Valencia. Full house here for the Vaderz tonight. All hands on deck.
Yeah, don't forget to get your wiffle ball points in right now. Coming in heavy, the Bombers plus 2.5, 178,000 wiffle ball points to the Vaderz, 121,000. Good first game action. I took the Bombers in this one.
Don't really blame you, as this pitching staff can keep them in any game. The only thing that I would say is hurting the Bombers tonight is their lack of depth in the lineup. They have their normal crew, but that number 6 hitter of Lonell, or it has to be Zach Beal or Jake Shirley, definitely is not as good compared to the depth of the Vaderz. So as the guys at the top can do some damage, they'll be okay. But if they need to rely on those guys at the bottom, then I wouldn't expect them to score as many runs as maybe normal nights.
And Max, I believe, is leading the league in strikeouts, going against Ethan Ibarra, leading the league in home runs.
Yeah, and I think Max actually has the fewest walk. He's like the lowest walk rate as well. So he has just been mowing guys down, throwing strikes. And Ibarra rips a double on the first pitch he sees. And he's on first with nobody down here in the first.
He has got maximum exit velo, really puts it on that wiffle ball as he goes in a second. Billy Santiwan
Yeah,
up
it's
the
really,
bat.
really a beautiful swing from Ibarra. Just simple, and he does such a good job coiling and exploding. It's really impressive.
Wow. Duckard put 13,000 on the Vaderz when he meant to put 1,300.
Well, he's got to be happy with a leadoff double.
That might go real deep. Lawnell there. Lucky for Lawnell, got a piece of that. It's going to be a dirty single. It holds Ethan Ibarra at third base, but the Vaderz are coming down.
Yeah, tough play for Lawnell there. Not exactly a routine play. Definitely could have come up with it. Got his hand on it, but did a good job of at least preventing it from getting to the wall. But the Vaderz are in business early here. First and third, nobody out for Kyle Eder.
Yeah, the Bombers have to talk about if they turn two, whether they hold it or not to try to keep Ethan at third.
Yeah, I think this early you're not as concerned about giving up a run. So if they have a good chance of turning two and Alex Carrasco is very competent at making a throw, I think they'll take it. If this was a one-run game, maybe in the fifth inning, you don't throw it just to prevent that run. Big strikeout there by Max Fernandez, as you said, leads the league in strikeouts. His first out of the night comes via the strikeout.
Yeah, Tanner Roundy up to bat right now, and his bat has been coming alive after a slow start as he sees 58 a little hot here at Hideaway Field as we are a 55 and under league.
Yeah, the defending Rookie of the Year. A little bit of a slow start in his season 2. And coming around. Good to see it. He had a little bit of a slow start last year and then really emerged the second half of the season. Taylor-made double play ball here. Carrasco's going to attempt it, but he spikes it, and that's going to score Ibarra from third, and it's 1-0 Vaderz here in the first inning.
Yeah, remember, Alex didn't play last week. He's a little bit rusty. Probably hasn't attempted too many throws from a second base, and it shows right there.
Yeah, good point.
And here's Gio talking about him pregame as we have 331 viewers locking in on Tuesday night right here, PLW.
Max features that good hard slider there, but maybe it is a little too hard as we've seen him throw at 57, 58, and 58 so far tonight. Does a nice job of staying away from Battistoni there as he chases to get him ahead in the count 1-2 now. Took a little off that, but missed up. 2-2.
Yeah, him taking off goes from 58 to 55.
Yeah.
Good piece, right to Hollis Hale, but the Vaderz do score one run. It could have been a lot worse. Looks like we're going to go into the top of the second, and the top of the second is brought to you by...
The top of the second inning is brought to you by Leilani Acuna, the official realtor of PLW. Whether you are buying or selling a home, you now have a realtor trusted by PLW players and family. You can connect with Leilani on Instagram at Leilani Acuna.
Yeah, just tap that little Leilani Acuna Instagram camera-looking thing, bring her right to her page, and make some noise. Buy a house. Right now, the Vegas market is going through the roof. Probably get in when you can. And here we go. Looks like Max Fernandez will be up. Remember, he's always been my dark horse as remember, I had him in my Rookie of the Year a couple years ago or a couple seasons ago.
Last season, I had myself a small little golf wager against manager Chad Phillips where I took Max Fernandez versus Mateo Fernandez in a pitching matchup. I said Max would have a better season. Chad said Mateo. And Chad was right last year, but I think I was just 1 year early on the call for Max being the elite of the two. And he's looking great this year.
2 pitches and a K. And Billy just doing what he does, throwing that knuckle.
Yep, you saw Max's kryptonite there, though. He's just got a few too many strikeouts at the plate. He doesn't come up here. He doesn't come here to the PLW to walk. So a guy like that can hit the ball out of the yard in a hurry, but he can also go down swinging a lot. And Lawnell jumps on the first pitch there he sees from Santawan, pops it up to him.
Yeah, 3 pitches, 2 outs, exactly the way you want to start. And when Billy's on the mound, he just looks like he's never going to give up a run.
Yeah, he's just been in a groove the first half of this season. He's loaded with confidence, throwing strikes at a high rate. That knuckleball last year and the beginning of this year he was having a little hard time locating it, but he's really honed it in now, and he's just peppering the zone, and it's really hard to square it up.
And Dodo's right there. One of our umpires down on the first base side says it was just a couple inches foul. It's good to see him back in action.
high-quality umpiring crew tonight with Jim Dodos, Chad Phillips, Mark Tavano.
Man, he is in a groove. You know, there was a little bit of a Tom Gannon sighting that he might be headed back to the States, wherever he was from.
Is this true?
It could,
Oh, there he is.
and there's Gannon.
Sand Viper's hat.
He's got a wiffle. Look, he's got the finger in the ball already.
He's got the finger in the ball, ready to throw that nasty finger changeup.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's in the airport right now, just mowing over people with that finger in the ball pop he's got.
Yeah, I'm sure he signed a few autographs on his way back. Tom Gannon is on his way back, folks.
That's a good sign for the Sand Vipers that really needed his help. But
much needed for sure. He is their ace. He's the guy who eats up all the innings. He throws every pitch imaginable, and they're all nasty. And, you know, a small sabbatical for him and Tanik, but they'll be back, and I think they're going to be coming back with a vengeance, and I expect to see a very tough Tom Gannon the rest of the way this season.
yeah, they needed a mind cleanse, and I think they were just doing some of that yoga retreat that people were talking about with those girls that they were laying on the beach chairs with.
Tom saying that's not him. Oh, wait. Yeah, he is. He said it's a long layover, though. He'll be back soon.
Nate Stepna up to bat right now. Sees ball number 1.
Stepna used to hit third for the Stonemen, and now he's hitting 6th tonight for the Vaderz. And that says something about the depth of the Vaderz starting lineup, where you can have a quality player like Nate Stepna hitting 6th. Scary.
There's a walk by Max. Good leadoff action by Nate Stepna as Ethan Ibarra now has to go into the box.
That's exactly what you want from your number 6 hitter. You just want to, when they're forced to lead off the inning, you need them to act as a leadoff hitter. And Ibarra one-hops the wall for a no-out double, and that's going to score Stepna from first, and the Vaderz extend their lead to 2-0 here in the bottom of the second.
Let me ask you a question, Lohman. Is Ibarra the best player in the PLW right now?
He's swinging it like he is. He's certainly one of the best hitters. He doesn't really pitch at all or a whole lot. He's going to start to at some point. He pitched to me in warm-ups a little bit today, but because he is only a hitter, I can't say he's the best overall player, but he's certainly one of the top hitters in the league right now. And Santawan jumps on his first pitch and lines it out to Shirley in center field for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, he's not happy. Double Nichols from Max. Does look like it comes in hot right there, but man, good pitch. Pogman, what's going on?
Max doing the stereotypical 0-2 speeded up pitch. That's very common in the league. And he tries to do a similar thing on 1-2. Kyle Eder does a good job laying off from both. Gets back to even 2-2 now. Ooh, and grabs the inside pipe. Not a lot Kyle Eder could do right there. Max is just going to win on that pitch. For that one to come back and find the inside pipe, it's just, you can't swing at that for Kyle. You're not going to do anything but top it and roll it down to Hollis at third base. So good take and just unlucky there. Great pitch by Max.
Tanner Roundy up next versus Max. Saw a ball early. Takes a swing on a high fastball. It's going to bring the count to 1-2.
And Max with another strikeout. Does a good job, only giving up one there after going walk double to start the inning. Gets the next 3 guys.
I wonder what 2 runs to Billy is to me. Is that if I went out there with like an 8-run lead or 9-run lead? Is that what 2 feels like to Billy?
I think you're selling yourself short a little bit there. Maybe 5.
Yeah,
but,
5.
I mean, the way he's pitched this season,
Man.
2 it might be, that's it, done. I mean, I don't think he's given up more than 2 runs in but 1 or 2 starts this year. And, you know, this is start number 8 for him.
And one of those was like a 4-run inning against
last
the
week.
Warbirds.
Yeah, and a little fluky maybe. But besides that, he has just been lights out. So 2 runs from the Bombers' standpoint, they feel like they're up against it right now for sure. But they got the firepower to bounce right back. And I think Mateo has what's known as the hit stick, which is the snapper's bat.
Really?
That's the Briner Weber home run mashing bat right
the
there.
Bash Brothers.
Let's see what he can do with it. Oh, deep fly.
That might have enough. No Tanner right there. Wow, just a few inches over Tanner's fingers, and that would have been gone.
Wow, hit stick or not. And he looks like Tanner was right against where that pole is, right above the Little Batty Bakery sign. I think that post kind of got him right in the back. As you can see right there, that post sticking up. I think that's exactly where he was standing, and when he kind of leaned back into it, it probably caught him in the middle of the back. A little bit awkward. He's kind of catching his breath out there.
We'll have to have our PLW medical staff take a look after this game as Trevor Bauer fouls one off to the right side.
See how Billy approaches Trevor with an 0-2 account. Trevor typically known to be a pure swinger, just really chasing a lot. Good job by Trevor laying off that one. Billy tried to get him swinging at a ball in the dirt.
Beautiful night here at Hideaway Field comparatively to last night. What a mess it was. If you tuned in last night, it was like a tropical storm. But tonight, what is this, 72 degrees, beautiful sunset here in Las Vegas as Hollis Hale using all sorts of plant power to get through there for a base hit.
Nice job by Hollis there, getting a hard hit ball up the middle. Billy had a chance at it, not really going to make that play 100% of the time. Definitely a base hit, not calling that an error or anything. Billy had a chance to knock that one down, but a hard hit ball by Hollis Hale up the middle. Gets him on here with 2 outs for Max Fernandez using that hit stick. Way ahead of that one. 53-mile-an-hour knuckleball from Santa Juan.
Dobbs still doesn't like the weather for his team, like you didn't play in the same weather. It's like when a golfer's like, oh, it was wet out there, and the weather, like the other 85 guys weren't playing in the same thing. Beautiful scene out there, Hideaway Field.
Nice job by Max here, working a full count. He's got to be looking to jump on one here, though. That's going to be his first foul tip into the zone with 2 strikes. One more of those, and the catcher will actually catch it, and he'll be out on a foul tip.
Billy done early. Great at bat by Max, and Nate Stepna is going to have to come in. Early exit for Billy. Usually likes to go pretty deep in games, but the Bombers, good eyesight out there, making sure they got him out of the game early.
Yeah, as we were talking about in the opening, the key, this team has some good pitching at the top. They have Billy, they have Stepna, they have Tanner, but if for some reason they can get a little deeper than that, or even force these guys to use up a lot of their innings, they're going to have a chance against a slightly deeper pitch, deeper parts of this Vaderz rotation.
Yeah, Nate Stepna hasn't had too much action on the mound. He could be iffy when he comes in, and he shows an inside ball early as Laudnell Simmons.
Yeah, Laudnell's got to be looking for a strike here. Got to take until you get one in this situation. Got to try to be the leadoff hitter and turn this lineup over as a 6-hole. But now, with 2 strikes, you got to protect. 2,500 viewers on TikTok right now.
What are they doing over there?
I don't know. Head on over to that link, both in the bio, posted on the stream, and on the field, twitch.tv/Premier Wiffle for the full broadcast. Come on over as Laudnell Simmons rolls one over to Billy Santawan, who steps on the third base bag for the last out here in the top of the third. And we head to the bottom of the third. Vader's still up 2-0.
The reason why Twitch is so great comparatively to TikTok, and we love TikTok, it's our appetizer before you go to the main course over on Twitch.
100%.
When you're watching from TikTok, you only get one camera angle. You don't even get to see the whole field. It's muddled a little bit. But when you come over on Twitch, you get multiple camera angles, instant replays, zoom-ins from our Skycam operators. You could earn wiffle ball points. You could bet wiffle ball points to redeem merchandise that we have in our merch store. And it's just a lot of fun also in the chat. A lot of these people have been here season after season, and every time a TikTok viewer comes over to Twitch, they say the same exact thing. I wish I would have came over earlier. Yeah. The production here is second to none.
100%. Yeah, there's a lot of good things about TikTok, but there's a lot of great things here on Twitch. The exclusivity of the things in the store, the fact that you can actually wager some wiffle points on the games, that you can...
Some of the graphics and stuff.
The graphics are awesome. They continue to get better. You see these secret pictures that we have occasionally every once in a while. We just saw that one of Tom Gannon of the Sand Vipers on his way back to Las Vegas.
And there it is.
Great stuff here.
Skate, thanks for coming over from TikTok. Let me know what you think about our production here over on Twitch.
Look at all these first-time viewers.
Look at this. It's better. What the heck? This is amazing. Just found this. Holy cow. They know what's up. And, as the War Chicken would say, and there's Battistoni. I told you to keep his eye on there.
And that's a hard hit ball up the middle. It's going to two-hop the wall, and he gets himself a leadoff double here. We'll see if the Bombers make any adjustments, as the Vaderz have hit a few balls up the middle. See if they start covering that middle.
Danny Hegg just subscribed. Oh, what a play by Max. And Dodo says it was a fair ball past the cheat line.
Yeah, Dodos was all over that. Great job by Max to let this bounce one time, use one hand, pick it up and throw, all in one motion. Great job by Max to get that first out. That's such a big difference in an at-bat where if somebody's not as quick off the mound and that ball spins foul and they get a whole new life, what a difference between it's a whole extra out.
Yeah, having an agile pitcher is definitely a benefit here in the PLW. And remember, guys, if you're just coming in from TikTok over to Twitch, if you have Amazon Prime, you get a free subscription. Why not let it be Twitch over here as Ibarra? That's probably going to go.
Ibarra leading the league in home runs, adds to his total with a launched shot right up the middle. And he's going to extend the lead here for the Vaderz, 4-0. And man, does this kid look like the early runner for MVP, possibly, the way he's swinging the bat. 35, 40 home runs coming maybe this season. Wait till it heats up.
Oh, man, and that was a laser. That we have one of the deepest ballparks in wiffle ball, 113 to center. That was about a 125 action, and it couldn't have been more than 10 feet off the ground.
Yeah, just a line drive shot right up the middle. Lionel Simmons had no chance out there in center field to run that one down.
Gannon, Ethan Obama.
Ethan Ibama is right. Bingo. And Santiwan up the middle. I just said it 2 batters ago. We'll see if these guys make any adjustments, trying to move over, cover more of the middle of the field. The Vaderz are smoking the ball right up the middle all night. It's been 4 or 5 hits straight up the gut. We'll see if the Bombers start to cover that at all.
Yeah, Sasai really put together a strong Vaderz squad. It's kind of been culminating into what you're seeing today. He's been working just day in and day out to produce a team that has
and another
this
ball
type
up
of
the middle
lineup. Yeah, they need to collapse their Bombers squad, like you were saying, especially on Billy Santiwan. They got to collapse that middle.
Yeah, I think they're giving up. I think they should be trying to give up the opposite field a little more and focus more on the pull side and up the middle. Lionel did a good job ranging over and running that one down. But I think they're a little too spread out in the outfield. They've collapsed a little bit and shrunk, covering more of straight up the middle.
We have 540 viewers right here on Twitch as
Let's go.
Good pitch from Max. Outside bar goes tink tink to even up the count 2-2. And TikTok is rolling in, and these are just very, very smart people.
Yeah, Twitch is the way to be. Nice job by Max getting 10 around you there. But not before the Vaderz jump on, add on to their total 2 more, make it 4-0 on the back of an Ethan Ibarra 2-run shot. 4-0 Vaderz heading to the top of the 4th.
He's responsible for 3 out of the 4 runs, I believe, for the Vaderz right now, and he's putting together such a season, Loman.
He's a run-producing machine right now. The guy is a very difficult out. Every time he hits the ball, it seems like it's dead square on the barrel, and I was on the receiving end of one of the harder balls he hit up the middle this year, and he's just a player to be feared. I don't think he's quite at the point where teams want to pitch around him, but, I mean, if he continues to swing the bat and hit the ball the way he has, we're kind of getting close to that. But this lineup is so deep that if you got to go around him, you got to face a whole bunch of other guys. Santiwan, Kyle Eder, Gio Battistoni, Tanner Round. I mean, who do you can't skip him to face these other guys. You're in trouble.
They're just playing with a little bit of swagger right now that other teams just do not have. They feel like they're going to win it all from the get-go of this season.
Yeah, confidence is a big thing in sports, and you can feel it from the other dugout when the other team they feel like they're a little bit unbeatable, and that can come across on the field. And the Bombers got to be careful not to get too down early here, as that can be a tough mental state to overcome. A couple of big plays their way, and then it'll turn right around. Look for this guy to do something. Mateo Fernandez with that hit stick.
Yeah, don't forget that even if a Stepna doesn't, produce on the mound, they also have Burley, who is a great mid-reliever. I think he loves his spot right there on the Vaderz in their bullpen. Stepna should make an easy play here. But yeah, Scotty Burley, man, I was talking to him earlier. He loves his role for the Vaderz.
Yeah, plenty of capable arms in their bullpen. I think they're all working on developing that knuckleball. They've seen how effective Billy Santowan's been with it. A bunch of guys are trying to develop it as well, and they do have a full pitching staff of capable arms for sure. Maybe not quite as dominant as their few guys at the top, but plenty of guys capable of pitching.
One of the people that also hits it on the screws, just like Ibarra, these two, is Trevor Bauer. They barely ever hit little dribblers. It's always just a
absolute 100 mile an hour exit velocity on that line drive single to left field by Bauer. Kyle Eder doing a good job of keeping that to a single.
Stepna, while he was watching Bauer take BP, he was under his breath. He's like, man, this dude could hit. And he just kind of showcased it.
Halls with a sky-high pop-up to Santawan. Makes it nice catch for the third out. As that ball drifts high, not a lot of wind tonight, but when that ball gets way up there, that's not exactly a routine play. The fact that it is a wiffle ball with 8 holes in it, it can kind of float down weird, and you think you're under it, and then all of a sudden it's drifting behind you. So anytime those sky-high pop-ups come, you get a little nervous. It's not as routine as a baseball.
15 feet from where you originally thought you were going to catch it, and all of a sudden you got to scoot over and laterally go over, and by the time that happens, anything could happen.
Yeah, and as you talk about here, we have what we call Tier 1 and Tier 2 winds. And on the surface of the field, you may feel one wind, and then 40, 50 feet up, it may be a completely different wind. So yeah, the ball in the air is not exactly always easy to catch. This light floating plastic ball around there.
Gio Battistoni coming into the batter's box right now. Last time he touched the ball, he went double to the wall.
Curious how PLW compares to MLW. MLW seems less polished. Yeah, MLW is just a slightly
roped to the right side. Battistoni hits that fence. That's going to be a stand-up double.
MLW is more like a little bit more fast-pitched. I think they pitch like 70, 75 miles an hour a lot. And you'll see the league kind of dominated by pitchers where it's a lot of strikeouts, and every once in a while a guy will run into it for a home run, where this league is definitely structured more to be like
balanced.
Yeah, more like baseball, really. The strikeout rates, the walk rates, the home run rates are all very similar to what Major League Baseball is. Makes it for a very watchable sport.
Well,
live product.
Yeah, I think that's also why probably 90% of the people that play in the PLW right now played at a high level of baseball. It feels just like it.
Right. It's really not much of an adjustment for them. Sure, they make that initial adjustment to throwing a very light ball and having to swing an extremely light bat. And, watching the wiffle ball that can break 2 or 3 or 4 feet sometimes. That adjustment is real, but it does feel very similar, like high-level baseball at times.
Even his follow-through, Ibarra, looks like you could take a snapshot of it, and that would be the logo of PLW,
yeah,
right?
If I were to pick a player right now in PLW that has fundamentally the best swing, it's Ethan Ibarra. He's not producing on the same level as 3-time reigning MVP Taylor Briner has over his first few seasons, but when you watch Ethan swing, it's just the purest swing in the entire league, without a doubt. As he ropes a hard hit ball through the left side, and that's going to score Battistoni from second, and the Vaderz tack on yet another here, and it's 5-0.
I think he's 3 for 3 and only a triple away from hitting the cycle.
I think you might be right. He's definitely got a double, a home run, and a single, so I think you've got it nailed there.
Here's Billy Santiwan, and they really have to collapse that center right there.
Billy mad at himself there for swinging at a 58-mile-an-hour pitch that also missed the zone.
Tall task for the Bombers right now to recover from a 5-0 deficit. But if there's any team that could do it, they're named the Bombers for a reason.
And Billy with another hard hit single up the middle. It's amazing how these Vaderz just find the holes and hit it hard through them every time. It's really impressive.
Does he ever go to the corners? I never see him go to third or first.
He does. When they finally shift over and they're like, okay, we'll play you opposite field and up the middle, boom, he rips one down the line.
He's that good.
He might be that good at controlling the ball. He knows how to adjust his swing in order to try to go for up the middle, and he knows how to adjust it to pull it down the lines for sure.
Look at DL Duke. There's a tornado warning. He's in his basement.
Oh, boy.
Still watching PLW. Made sure he had Wi-Fi down there.
Yeah, you got to have your own hotspot in case the tornado takes something out there. Stone Eater says he doesn't like the Cajuns anymore. They lost him 30,000 points. Oh, boy.
And Kyle Eder, I mean, he's no
Thanks, Nick.
slouch either, man. He is just a monster in the box.
Yep, another young, pure swinging athlete.
Oh, and Max is going to say, hey, he might have had to get out of the way of that one just a little bit better. As in the PLW, we have some serious break, and that might have come back and hit the top bar.
Yeah, this is umpire's judgment here. I don't know for sure if Chad's going to be able to call this a strike, but he certainly can call it a no pitch. It's not going to be a ball, that's for sure. Kyle Eder has to make a better effort of backing up out of the way. Can't really be leaning that shoulder in because unlike baseball, the strike zone is behind him. So by leaning his front shoulder in there, he's partially blocking that upper right-hand corner of the strike zone. If he was not standing there, that ball could have easily grabbed the top of the corner.
They were coming out of the dungeon. They're going back in. Remember, right behind that strike zone, there's a 8x10 area. It's a room. We call it the dungeon, where all our camera angles and Twitch equipment and everything we have going on, they go under the hood, take a look at the replays, and see if this is a pitch that might have hit the top bar.
Yeah, very close to call. It's definitely not going to be a ball. It's at worst no pitch and could easily be called a strike. Very close to that. Was very. We've seen Max with that late.
Here they come. They're like
slider
the Undertakers.
zone.
And Dodos is calling it right there. Puts his fist out, saying that was going to be a strike, and it looks like it's going to be out number 2. As Kyle Eder is not happy with that call. You could see him having some words for Jim Dodos right there.
Yeah, I don't really blame him for being upset, but he's had a good amount of experience here in PLW. He played a little bit last year, but he's played a lot so far this year. He has to know that leaning forward with your shoulder is not the technique. It's back. It's get out of the way.
Yeah.
You cannot turn that shoulder in and use it to possibly block a pitch. He has to know that by now, 70, 80, 90 plate appearances in this season. So, that call went against him, but it's a little bit on him. He's got to know better than that. He's got to back up. That's the wiffle ball breaks so much that could have easily been a strike, and Dodos looked like
if you want it to be a ball, get out of the way.
Yep, exactly.
So it's going to be 2 outs, runners on first and second. The Vaderz still threatening here in the bottom of the 4th as Tanner Roundy goes to oh, no. He tries to come up with a chest shot. Karam's off of him, and now the bases are loaded for a red-hot Gio Battistoni.
Yeah, fairly hard hit ball there at Fernandez. Had a pretty good chance to make that play and knock it down. Tough ruling there as it was hit hard, but I would like to think that Alex himself thinks he should come up with that play more times than not. Has anyone ever been ejected? Yeah, we've had a couple of small ones. Nothing massive, but...
Hollis said 10 years ago.
Ibarra hit for the cycle. Yes, I want to see it. No way, that's tough. Well, it is tough. He does have the hardest one to get, triple. He needs that one.
Good pitch by Max. But they're going to have to try to chase 5 here as Evob subscribed. Welcome to the PLW Nation. You're part of the family now. Why don't everybody welcome all these new subscribers and followers and people that have transferred over from TikTok? You got to give them some love.
Yeah, especially if you have Amazon Prime. It's literally free. Every month you can go in, click Prime sub, support the stream, throw us a couple of bucks for doing what we do here, and we appreciate it.
And look at what we do. I mean, this is obviously my favorite camera angle. It's some of the things that we do. We have Skycam operators. I wish we had another camera to get the Skycam guy.
Yeah.
It's such a good look. All these monitors and all the stuff below us. Every last cent is going right back into PLW, and it's just getting better.
Yeah, everybody's here on a volunteer basis, and we're just continually trying to reinvest in this stream and make it better and better, bigger and better on a daily and weekly basis.
You know what I think we need to invest in? It's heavy dollars. A foam strip, so when the dungeon door closes, it doesn't slam.
I like where your head's at.
I know GK understands what I'm talking about. Or some kind of air compressor.
Maybe
that's
we
like,
just lock them in there.
Okay, we'll put something in there. Something's got to give for the Bombers here. They need to get some runners on the bases and give the Vaderz a scare. As I thought we were in the top of the 5th.
Yeah, we are in the top of the 5th for sure.
Max unloads, but goes foul.
Yeah, we'll see if the Bombers can put together a little bit of an inning here, string a couple of hits together, and you can't get 5 back with one swing, as Max looks like he was trying to do it just that, and goes down swinging for the first out. We'll see if they can string together a couple of hits here and maybe put a little pressure on the Vaderz.
McKenna, thank you for the subscription. You're part of the PLW family now. And Lonell. Is that his first PLW hit?
Might be. I'm not positive. I think, yeah, it sure
It
is.
is. They're saying save that ball. That's Lonell's first hit here in the PLW.
Good for Lonell Simmons.
Yeah, it comes up. They needed him in the 6th spot, and he produces.
Mr. Irrelevant, as they say in the NFL, in this year's draft. He was the last man drafted, but does a good job contributing to his squad right there with a one-out single up the middle off Nate Stepna. And that turns the lineup over for Alex Fernandez.
Yeah, this is the inning that they needed to happen. I've never really watched too much MLW. I think I watched some highlights one time with Tom.
I've watched a lot. It's a great league for sure. It's just different than us. There's some. They use different ball. They scuff the balls. So when you watch, they have really extreme movement. Balls break 4 or 5 feet, and it's because of the fact that they do scuff the ball, and it cuts through the air differently than we have.
Gotcha.
It's the same game as in wiffle ball, but it really is so much different. As Stepna drops that pop up, and it's going to roll to the backstop.
Wow, he needed to grab that.
Yeah, and you don't really want to give anybody extra outs, especially this Bombers team. And now just like that, Trevor Bauer is going to have a chance to cut into this lead with 2 out. See if he can take advantage.
Do you remember Jerry Tarkanian?
I don't remember him, but I know who he is.
He always had the
course.
towel in his mouth, looked stressed out. Sasai was just doing the same thing as Nate Stepna dropped that ball.
Sasai is stressed out no matter who he's watching. I think watching One's Lightning last night, he was rooting so hard for the Lightning because it affects his standings, He's living and dying on every pitch.
He wants to be the best.
He's taken a few years off his life already, I think. We have to,
Tark the Shark. Yeah. Santone knows. Man, that stadium used to get real lively back in the day.
And a nice job by Bauer taking a walk here, and that's going to load the bases for a guy who's kind of really reemerged this season. Season 1 home run champion Hollis Hale can cut this lead down in a hurry with one swing. And he stares at it. First pitch, hits the strike zone, but 56 miles an hour. That's 1 mile an hour too fast. 55 or less for a called strike here at PLW.
Oh,
gets under it,
man.
Stepna with a chance for redemption, and doesn't drop that one.
Yeah, there was no way that he was going to let that one go. And you could see Sasai, the first person to go up to Stepna and give him a big high five, saying, "I'm not going to cut you."
Yeah, good job by Stepna there, settling down after that drop pop-up and the walk to jam Hollis a little bit and pop him up. And it looks like we're going to get Trevor Bauer sighting on the mound. The Bombers are going to say, okay, we're going to conserve an inning here from Max. We're down 5-0. They're not quite conceding, but what they're saying is we're going to let Trevor Bauer get some work in.
It looks like maybe a pair of his white socks got mixed in with maybe the Dragon Lady's work dress, maybe a red or pink work dress, and it really faded those socks into a pale pastel pink.
Yeah, I think you might be onto something there. I don't know. Whoa. Oh, that's that one right off the webcam. Let's see if that's probably pretty close. Max throwing one in from second base, almost nailing us in the booth here.
Let's get a closer look at those socks right there on Bauer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, look at those.
Oh, those totally faded. They were white. And then, one of her garments probably got caught in his white low that he was doing. And now it's a pastel pink.
The counts do start at 0-1. Every count starts 0-1. 4 balls for a walk. 3 strikes for a strikeout. And that's going to be a foul ball. Now it's going to be 0-2. So yeah, just we start 0-1 here just for a little bit of pace of play. And honestly, I think there would be a lot of walks if we started 0-0. It's just hard to throw strikes in this league. Starting 0-1 really makes it very, very similar to baseball in that sense. Sounds good. We have Alec Hutt here, adding to the bottom of the Vaderz lineup.
I believe his first hit was a home run last series, possibly.
I don't think his first hit was a home run, as he got a hit against us that wasn't a home
Gotcha.
run. But he did hit his first home run last series for sure. Big boy. He leads, I think he's the career save leader at the College of Southern Nevada, and he does a good job smacking a single there for the left side. Just another guy to add to the depth of this Vaderz lineup. It's scary how deep this lineup is. And, you know, it's a good problem to have with figuring out how to get playing time for all these studs that they got.
Here we were talking about Ibarra earlier only needs a triple for the cycle, but instead it looks like he's going to rope it down the left side, move the runner to second base, and he is perfect on the night so far this series.
Jumps on the first pitch he sees
4 for 4
from Trevor there and just smacks it right up the middle.
Vaderz, once again, I don't know if there's been an inning that they haven't had runners on the bases.
Let's see if Billy can find a hole yet again. He's got that entire right side. Zach Beal coming in to play second base. And a big hole in the 5-6 hole between Hollis Hale at third and Max at short. Max really playing him up the middle here, trying to take that away. See if Billy can find a hole, 5-6 hole maybe. And he smacks it right over Hollis Hale's head. And that is going to clear the bases with a 1-out double by Santuan. And the Vaderz tack on more. 7-0 here. And they look like the number 1 seed right now in PLW. And they're showing that they want to keep that tonight.
Kyle Eder up to bat, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th as the Vaderz are just now pouring it on.
Yeah, there's some teams, you know, in this league that are like, you get by the first few guys. And you're like, okay, we survived the top couple, and we'll deal with the rest. This Vaderz team is just every guy. You're like, oh my God, we got to face him. Oh my God, we got to face him. It's just one after another tough hitters. And Eder gets a single there to left to drive in Santawan, and now it's 8-0 Vaderz. And actually, a home run here would end this game on a 10-run rule. So this game could be over in a couple of more batters if Trevor gives up a couple of hits. Let's see if he can settle down here and give the Bombers a chance to bat in the 6th.
And there was a poll of which is the better league, PLW, MLW, MLB, or AWA, and the PLW takes the trophy.
Yeah, you know, I don't want to say it was probably a biased poll, seeing as where it was conducted, but I like seeing one vote there for Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball is a pretty decent league. It's been around for a while, 160-ish years or whatever.
Before I got involved with PLW and met Tanik and started becoming like PLW heavy, I never watched baseball, at least not since I was a young kid. It's making me want to watch baseball more because of similarities. I love seeing pitch sequences. I love to see their stance and their swings and now. So it's really got me involved in the major leagues. And I think the Major League Baseball should really give us a shout out for adding to more people that might have not watched baseball.
Sure, you're welcome.
Now watching Major League Baseball.
Yeah, they should be thanking us. As Battistoni pops one up, and that's going to be Zach Beal under it for the 3rd out, and the Bombers do get out of it. Trevor Bauer getting some work, and they're going to be able to bat here in the top of the 6th, down 8-0, looking to try to make this a little bit of a game, give themselves some kind of momentum rolling into the last game. You know, Dobbins said something in one of the chats the other day, and I thought it was kind of, when he first read it, I was like, that's kind of silly, but, you know, now I kind of agree with him, where he said he was looking at a Major League Baseball lineup the other day, and he was like, I think I've been watching too much wiffle ball. There's 9 guys. They play 9 innings. They're like, wow, that's a lot of guys. We play 6 here, and, you know, it's like, you know what? Imagine playing baseball and you hit, and then you got to wait a whole inning.
Oh my God!
You got to wait a whole inning, and then you finally come up again.
Your
the next
favorite
inning.
player doesn't get to hit again
You might
for
have to wait an
45
hour.
minutes.
Right? Boom. With us, it's like you wait 10 minutes, and then he'll be up again at the most. How do we determine base running? We don't really do base running here. It's all determined based on where somebody hits the ball. If they just get a base hit into the outfield, they're just going to get 1 base for that. If they hit a ball that rolls to the wall or one hops the wall, that's 2 bases for a double. If they hit one of that back wall in the air, that's a triple. And, of course, if they launch one over the wall, that's going to be a home run. Yeah, there's Dobbins saying it. It does look super long. Now, I agreed with him. And Max does a good job. That's going to be a clean
Look
single
at the
as we
spin on that ball.
base hit into center field. Good job by Max.
I'll grab my bottle.
We got Kenny Santawan in here to pitch for the Vaderz at the top of the sixth, the brother of Billy Santawan. They picked him up earlier this season with using one of their free agent chips they acquired. He's been working on the knuckleball too and drops it in for a strike. 0-2 to Lonell Simmons. Tries to gas him up there, 1-2 now. Nice job, Lonell, fighting off a tough pitch there. I wasn't sure if it was quite going to grab the strike zone. Always a good decision to fight it off if you think it's going to be close. Swung there, too, and he followed it into the zone. That's going to be one, meaning if he does that again, the catcher's going to catch it, and he'll be out. 1-2 here to Simmons. And he swing and a miss at an off-speed pitch. Looked like a knuckleball. And he gets the first out. That's going to break up the top of the order. Alex Fernandez. See what he can do here. Get his team on a roll.
Yeah, if anything, just get a little bit of momentum into game number 2.
Yeah, and they'll bat first again in the next game. So if they were to get 2-3 runs here, and even if they lose this one 8-2, 8-3, it feels good because they'll just go right back into batting the top of the first and next game. Little momentum for sure can help. Tom saying vacation will break the trench curse. I promise to all Viper fans.
Hey, Mateo, will you fix the home plate, please? Thank you. Maybe we should Velcro that thing down. No?
I don't know how it gets so askew.
Askew.
All right, Mateo rocking that hit stick again. Let's see what he can do here. Swing and a miss. This knuckleball from the Vaderz pitching staff has the league struggling right now.
It's amazing. It just seems like it's something that you could hit, and you just can't.
Yeah, the problem is you see it come floating in, and you start your swing thinking it's going to be in one spot, and by the time your bat gets through the zone, it's not there anymore.
That should end the game.
It sure
right
does. Nice
there.
job by Santawan, fielding that ground ball, flipping it over to Santawan, and over to Ethan Ibarra for the 1-5-6 double play. Not super common, 1-5-6. I don't think you would almost ever see that in baseball.
What a great game for the Vaderz. They weren't struggling at all. They kind of just breezed past the Bombers right there. We're going to go into game number 2 in 15 seconds. Welcome back to Premier League Wiffle. If you guys were tuning in, you just watched the Vaderz pretty handedly took care of the Bombers there.
It really looked effortless. They beat them 8-0, game 1, on the back of Ethan Ibarra, mostly for their offense. Billy Santawan on the mound gets another win, another great start, gave up no runs. Early leader for Cy Young, and he really looks like he's going to kind of maybe run away with it unless the league figures him out very quickly.
Could you imagine having the Cy Young? Did Briner win a Cy Young and the MVP?
Yes, he did.
Okay, so that's a thing right there. Billy might win the Cy Young.
Yeah, Briner's
Ibarra's on pace to possibly be winning an MVP. That's something.
And as we said, they have the reigning Rookie of the Year, and they have a guy. Ethan is not eligible for Rookie of the Year. They got him qualified for the playoffs last year, so he is not eligible. Kyle Eder is eligible for Rookie of the Year, though. So, yeah, they have an outside chance of having a few award winners this year. And, it's hard to not think their managerial staff for Manager of the Year as well. I mean, right now, the Vaderz are early favorites to load up on some awards.
Looks like Tanner Roundy will be taking the bump for the Vaderz.
Yeah, going to switch from the right-handed knuckler to a left-handed pitcher here.
And Tanner Roundy, he's had his struggles so far early in the season. He has an arsenal of pitches. He's got screwballs, curveballs, sliders, all the stuff that you need to kind of have, get every batter that
you can out.
Yeah, mostly going to focus on his late-breaking slider there and a screwball. His main problem has been control. He's admitted to it. It's his main kryptonite right now is the fact that he struggles to throw strikes on occasion. He's got really nasty stuff. He doesn't really throw that hard. Throws typically between 50 and 55 miles an hour, but it's got great movement. And we do have some of the lineups here for Game 2, and the Bombers are going to go with a pretty similar lineup. Alex Fernandez, Mateo Fernandez, Trevor Bauer, Max Fernandez, Hollis Hale, and Zach Beal are going to get a start, his first PLW start in the 6th hole. Alex Fernandez is going to take the hill. And for the Vaderz, Ethan Ibarra, Billy Santawan, Kyle Eder, Tanner Roundy, Gio Battistoni, Nate Stepna. I believe that's the exact same lineup.
I love that they have to bring in the lineup cards to us up top to make sure that everything is kosher and complete.
Yeah, it's good. Well,
what is that?
We have a silhouette of... Jesus, who is that?
It looks like the guy on the right has an inner tube. Do you think he was doing some inner tubing out in the ocean?
I can see a little bit of logo on the left guy's pants. I can't quite make out what it says, but...
I don't know, but that person needs to do a little bit more jogging up and down the beach, if you ask me.
On the right? Yeah, it looks like he enjoys a few hot cocos. Yeah, it is good now, especially with everybody wagering those wiffle ball points. And get those wiffle ball points in on this game. You know, you gave out Bombers plus 2.5 game 1, and the Vaderz blanked 8-0. This is how you and White Boy Rick kind of became friends, is that you gave out a sharp pick like that.
I mean,
looks
does
like
Billy
Vaderz
have to be Billy every single time?
You know, it's kind of like...
It's like, man, it's like you're goating him into not being it, but he just represents his knuckleball.
I think a lot of times in sports in a situation like this, you want to continue to bet against it because you're like, you can't last
it's like
forever.
roulette. How many reds is it going to pop out?
You're better off betting on the other side because if the same number on roulette or whatever keeps coming up, maybe the wheel's broken, right? So maybe Billy's just figured it out and this is the guy you want to ride. So maybe the Vaderz are the best team in the league right now, top to bottom, and you continue to ride the Vaderz until they give you a reason not to. So, yeah, you know what? Vaderz minus 3.5. Taking about even money right now, 152K on the Bombers plus 3.5, 130K on the Vaderz minus 3.5. I don't really blame these guys, high-powered Bombers offense, for taking those 3.5 runs. It is hard to score runs out here sometimes. This Vaderz team looks locked in.
They do, and, you know, Tanner himself is capable of throwing donuts out there against opposing squads, as you were mentioning early. It's just his control, his consistency. But if he has those 2 C's, it's going to be a long night, long game for the Bombers this game.
The records of these two teams, Vaderz have now improved to 16-6 on the season, and the Bombers are at 12-10. Vaderz first place to come into the night. Oh my goodness! Alex Fernandez jumps on the first pitch, hits it up the middle, but Kyle Eder lays out and makes an incredible grab.
Oh, man, these guys are quick. They're young, and there's a word I'm going to use that I haven't used on any other team. They're hungry.
They sure are. They have no regard for their well-being. That hard turf out there, they're just laying out, no knee pads, no elbow pads. And Mateo hits one right up the middle, off Tanner's leg, and 2 pitches, 2 outs, and just like that, the Vaderz.
Remember, Tanner in right center took that, fence pole to his lower back, and then next game, Eder diving play, as we have Trevor Bauer up to bat right now, takes a 54-mile-an-hour curveball, right deadpan, goes down 0-2.
Tanner does a great job making it appear a lot faster than it is. That ball looked nowhere close to 55 miles an hour, maybe 57, 58, and it came in at 54.
Just a bunch of athletes on their squad.
It's scary. It really is. Played them twice already this year and didn't go our way, not really surprisingly.
Full count for Tanner, and this is kind of what he was struggling with. You're going to see a slide piece cookie coming in right now to Trev. Watch a ball going opposite field. Oh, and Trev misses that outside pitch. Gets lucky there for out number 3.
Yeah, it's Trevor's. I wish he would just just back off a little bit on wanting to take those swings on those pitches. You got to kind of try to be a team player in that spot and just let the next man up. And really, it's important to walk there. You want to protect on 2 strikes, but you got to have strike zone recognition there. And to go down waving at that 3-2 pitch out of the zone and kind of really, not that they had a rally going, but really just end that inning abruptly. Tough one there by Bauer. It's a little too many strikeouts for him, but he also hits the ball really hard out of the ballpark too. So who am I to tell him what he's doing?
We got Alex Fernandez on the mound. There's a little history to Alex tonight, as he is not only a pitcher, but speaking about the Oscars, this dude might win Oscar himself, as he does a little bit of acting in his career.
Yeah, he's starring in an upcoming horror movie where he plays. Oh my goodness!
Oh
As
no!
Max took out a
right
light
into
up here.
GK's light. Don't let GK see what just happened.
Yeah, Alex
Let me
starring in a
fix
movie
this.
called Wendy, Wendi. I'm not exactly sure when it comes out. It might be one of those straight.
Look
There
at
he
that.
is. Look at him. Is that
Man,
your soul is all it wants?
what he wants is a win against the Vaderz right now. That's what he really wants. But instead,
Does that look like a serial killer to you? That's the problem. Is that a guy like him? You look at him and you're like,
yeah, he's
"There's
cute
no way
and fuzzy. He's got a
Exactly.
nice beard going, and then they make him look into this monster.
Yep. Look, he's all fun. He's got the ponytail, the bracelets. He looks like a nice guy, but can't trust him.
He looks a little like he could use a little something to eat in that slide.
Christopher saying he lost his focus on WIFFLE and shifted it to his movie career.
Oh no! Like when some people get into that, like they start rapping and making tracks and whatnot, they lose focus.
Bruce is just saying he wish he had hair like that. Forget about his acting talents. He just wants the hair.
200,000 wiffle ball points are on the Bombers, plus 3.5. The Vaderz right behind, 182,000. It's kind of down, split the middle just a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like we have the right line then. -3.5 seems to be pretty right. We'll see how Ethan Ibarra does this game. Coming off a huge game 1
James McBride, subscribe. Welcome to the show.
with Prime. Thank you. If you guys aren't doing it already, free Amazon Prime subscription to any Twitch channel once per month. Feel free to click that, set that up. Amazon Prime sub if you have that. Help us out.
Early walk by Alex Fernandez, and that's soul-sucking if you ask me.
Yeah. It's just not exactly how they wanted to start. Yes, you don't want to give up a hard hit ball to Ibarra, but you really don't want to have the leadoff guy on for this dangerous lineup. Bruce asking, Chad is making moves.
Kyle and
There
Chad.
is there was some moves today made at
Lonnell's-
the KLW.
Okay, Trevor backs up right there. What kind of moves? Is it something that you guys are going to talk about?
Yeah, I think that's going to be officially released at some point tonight on the broadcast. Maybe we can do it in between innings.
Wow.
Couple of moves for the Lightning.
I expected a lot of movement this week from teams, and looks like the Lightning are in that conversation.
Yeah, we sat at the bottom of the table, and despite a win last night, we just had to, make a few shakeups. We tried to make a few moves to bolster both our current roster and future roster. So happy with what went down. I think everybody involved happy with what went down.
Yeah, what went down was the Lightning slapped up the ones a little bit.
Sure did.
I mean, they just kind of just walked out there, did their thing as Max throws it. And it was unexpected.
Oh no! And
And-
there's Chad clapping back at AK after last
He
night.
is not happy about that.
Oh.
He's dogging him, but Chad has the best of that. Oh man, we were totally expecting reverse. Good for Chad and the gang. You guys really, really put it to the ones last night. And let me tell you, AK is not going to be happy about that little acting job by Chad right there.
No. They were begging for Chad, and he stepped up last night, and there you go. As he said, he walked right on stage and handled his business. Tan around, he pokes one the opposite way, but that's going to get into foul territory. 1 and 2 here.
Late night, I don't know, it was like 2 a.m. Chad messages me and he says, "I'm back." And I was sleeping. I thought he said my back.
You're like, well, you're 45.
Of course you're back. A lot of fun we have over here on Twitch. If you're watching TikTok, we're just cracking up because we do a lot of fun memes and graphics with the guys here as Tanner rolls over right to Alex for out number 3. No damage done. So if you are on TikTok, I see a lot of the questions are like, hey, what's the score? What's going on? You could easily just come over to Twitch, see everything you need. And I'll say it. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Everybody that comes over from TikTok, same sentiment. I wish I would have came over earlier. The production value is like watching Major League Baseball.
Yeah, literally no one pops into the chat and goes, why did I come here?
Yeah.
And here we go.
Wow, look at this.
3-team trade involving the Warbirds, the Lightning, and the Cajuns.
Can you explain that to the viewers right now, Kyle?
Yeah, it wasn't quite 3 teams. It was kind of two different trades that happened simultaneously. But here we go. The Warbirds are going to receive Tyler Wilinski.
Okay.
Defensive specialist, but also capable hitter and pitcher. The 2022 second-round pick from the Lightning. The Cajuns receive two-way player Devlin Daniel from the Lightning, basically what was our number 2 starter.
Okay.
And the Lightning are going to receive Anthony Michael, power-hitting outfielder from the
Cajuns.
Graphic.
Keep it going for a second.
Plus, we received Dave Seifert from the Warbirds. Anthony Michael, Dave Seifert, and a key pick there is the fall first-round pick from the Snappers, which as of right now would be the number 3 pick. We also waived Nate Swirsky and picked up Kyle Baker.
I like that pickup.
We bolstered our lineup. We gave up a little bit of pitching as Max hits a hard hit ball to Ibarra, who makes a throw and almost turfed it. So yeah, we gave up our pitching a little bit this year, but we bolstered our lineup, which that has honestly been our number 1 struggle. We just haven't been able to score runs. We gave up 6 runs total last week against the Night Owls and lost all 3 games. I mean, that's really, we've been okay pitching and we've just struggled giving up, scoring runs. So we bolstered our lineup with Anthony Michael, and we are loading up on draft picks for next year. Right, if the season ended right now, we'd have the number 1, the number 3, and the number 10, plus a free agent chip. So,
you know what? Anthony Michael is leaving on a high note for the Cajuns. Had a real good series for them, and that's kind of the MO of what's going on here in the PLW, leaving on a kind of high note, buy high or leave high or however you want to say it.
Yeah, I think he's a little torn leaving the Cajuns as it's a fun team to play for. Very nice manager Andrew Leday and exciting Ryan Roosh over there. He's definitely torn about leaving, but I think he's looking forward to being a focal point in the Lightning offense behind Bruce Uson.
Oh, man, that 1-2 punch of Uson and Anthony Michael, you, of course, leading the league in walks. That's going to be a devastating little 2-3-4 if that's the way it's going.
Yeah, I think our lineup's going to look a lot like me, Bruce, Anthony, Cody, Jake, probably Kyle Baker. It's formidable. It might not be as loaded as this Vaderz team, but I think after the moves we made today, we are going to be scoring a lot more runs and being in a lot more games. So good stuff.
I got a question that PLW Nation, obviously it's on their brain, and I know I'll just ask it for them. Is it safe to say that Chad's playing days as a hitter are over?
I mean, as a full-time player, yes, I think they are. But
is he okay with that?
Yeah, he's absolutely okay with that. He knows that his main addition to the team is on the mound, or that's where he can be the most effective. I think he knows he's an average fielder, and that he's fine with that. He doesn't really make too many mistakes out there. Doesn't make too many stellar plays, as like somebody like Sean Merciel would. But he made the ones look not like the ones last night, and that's where his expertise is going to lie, and I think he's very okay with that. And look, if sports nowadays is very specialist heavy, so not everybody can be a 3-way superstar. There's only a handful of guys that can do something like that, like Tom Gannon, who can be a great hitter, a great pitcher, and a great fielder. And obviously, Tom's got 20 years on Chad. So I think if anybody can be a specialist in this league and find a role, they've got to be happy with that. Myself included. If I ended up only being a DH or just a pitcher or a fielder, whatever, I'm just happy to be here, of course.
Well, exciting news coming out of the Lightning's camp as Gio goes right side, and man, he is putting together a good series.
Yeah,
Game 1 in his first at bat.
I think you called it. His swing does look a lot better these last few weeks than it did earlier on in the season. He might have turned a corner himself and just adds to this Vaderz lineup. Just tough, top to bottom. Every guy is a tough out. As Stepna hits a hard ball deep to left, but Mateo right back against the wall tracks that one down. Alex got to be a little nervous. He thought that one probably left the yard.
Anthony Michael, he might be leading the PLW in teams played for. This is his 4th team in the 4th season.
Is that true? Well, yeah, I guess that is true. He played for the Vaderz and the
Snappers.
Cajun, and I guess he was drafted by the Snappers. I don't really remember him playing for the Snappers, but he says he did, so.
If he gets onto one more team, he's never going to have... He's got a jersey for every day of the week.
That's true. He could be a sub for anybody if need be.
Jared, thank you for the subscription. You are now part of the PLW family. Welcome to PLW Nation.
Look, I think, as much as we are a recreational league for now, where a lot of guys kind of developed their own teams and brought them in together, we are turning into a real professional league where there's going to be a point where free agency is a thing.
Yeah.
And these teams are going to look to get better. And yeah, they want to play with guys they know, but they're also going to want to win games and stay in this league. So I think you're going to start to see guys move around.
Oh!
Wow.
Dead center. I thought he got a piece of that.
It looked like it had no chance to stay in the yard, but Shirley does a good job backing up and right against the wall, reaches up, and probably takes a home run away from Ethan. Great job. Great defense in the outfield by the Bombers. Billy with a hard hit ball up the middle, but Alex knocks it down. Nobody there to cover second, and then he spikes it. He looks back at his defense saying, guys, you got to be there. You got to have awareness.
I know how he feels. I lost a game for Adam Tannick when I was on the Vipers. Just the little motion that you make to another bag, and if they're not there, you're
all thrown off.
You're all thrown off. You're not squared up. You're going to ground the ball.
And here we go, an extra out for the Vaderz, and let's see if they can capitalize. So often that extra out comes back to punish them. Not just the Bombers, but anybody here in PLW. We were fortunate enough to gain an extra out last night in an inning, and we took advantage of it. Happens. Just so often that extra out goes punished. See what happens. And Kyle Eder rips one to left, and that's going to score Gio Battistoni. And that extra out gives the Vaderz the 1-0 lead.
Man.
Right on cue.
I hate to see it. If you have... It's just you have to have the wiffle ball intelligence to be there. This inning is over, no runs scored, and now you got to face a deficit. Alex should make this easy play, but they do get one.
And look, with the way the Vaderz pitching staff has been, sometimes one's enough. It would have been enough last game, as the Bombers have yet to score a run 8 innings into tonight.
You know what Tannick did by trading old Trenchy to the Legends? It opened up the floodgates saying, I don't care if you're brothers, if you've started this league with me, if you've been down in the trenches doing whatever we had to do to make sure that PLW is going off. People are getting traded. They don't want to be relegated. They want to stay in the league. They're making the moves.
Yeah, nobody's untouchable, it appears. It appears teams understand that this league is here to stay and its legitimacy is increasing as the weeks go on. And these teams want to win. Look, there's risk of relegation and there's a risk of not staying in this league if hypothetically you're at the bottom and you end up losing your way out of this league. So every team is going to be making an effort to constantly be getting better. And it's good to see.
And it's good to see that's happening even still in Week 8. There's big names still being moved around because people are missing their chess pieces to be fully stocked on their chessboard.
And I don't think today's moves are the last of the moves to come this season.
Oh, no.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, there's going to be some big names being moved around.
Teams are going to recognize that they might have weaknesses in a few spots and look to make some moves.
What are the when's the last days you could trade or deadlines and stuff like that?
Week 13 is the trade deadline, the end of week 13. So this is the beginning of week 8. So you have 6 more weeks essentially, and then week 15 is the last week for pickups. If somebody was on the waiver wire and you wanted to pick somebody up to your roster.
Looks like we have a new poll. Woo! Oh, Battistoni throws it over the backstop. That's going to be an extra base for Mateo. Who's the favorite? Fernandez. And it looks like Big Al, the father, his offspring. They're not even close.
I mean, it's hard to not go with Big Al. There would not be a Fernandez clan if it wasn't for Big Al. So he's also the most fun, the loving guy. Ooh, wow. A little miscommunication there in the infield, but Ethan decided this ball is mine after it sneaks through the legs of Tanner Roundies and says, Gio, get out of my way. I got this. And does a good... After Gio airmailed that last throw, Ethan said, look, pal, I'm not letting you throw another one over the backstop. I got this. And 2 out here for Max Fernandez. with a runner in scoring position. See if he can tie this game up and get the Bombers on the board for the first time tonight.
Look at that.
Pork chops.
Pork Chop
He's hooked.
Entertainment says, I'm hooked. We love hearing that.
There's that hard slider that looks like it's fast, but 54 miles an hour, easily under. I guarantee Mateo laid off of it because he thinks, oh, that's quick. Wow, it's not. Does a good job following that one off.
Yeah, you just never know when Tanner's big curves is sweeping back in, so you just got to take a hack at it and see if you can even catch a little bit of it.
There's that screwball. Started a little too far outside and it stayed outside. Mateo able to lay off. 2-2 now. Al Bomber saying, I love that big Al guy. That one looked like it hit the ground, but I guess not. That was a tricky one.
Yeah, there was already 2 outs there. All you had to do.
No.
Was there nobody on first?
Right, there was nobody on first.
Oh,
there was
I
a runner
thought
on second, so it
Oh.
was a tough angle for us to see. I thought that throw might have spiked into the ground, but it looks like it did just catch the bottom of the backstop here. Yeah, it did. Just missed. Just a tough angle for us up here.
Do we
As
have a
we're looking
website,
down
Kyle?
below.
Of course we do. There's
course.
websites everywhere, social media.
PremierLeagueWiffle.com. Check out our store.premierleaguewiffle.com. Use promo code PLWTwitch for 10% off. I know a lot of people have been asking for jerseys and hats. They're coming. Look, soon. We promise. It's one step at a time for us here at PLW. Jerseys and hats.
Remember, it's getting a little warmer out, and I have some personal relation with a PLW hottie and her friends and whatnot. They're talking about maybe getting some cheerleader gear and coming out here when it gets a little warmer. And I'm a Top Heavy Productions fan, no doubt.
Who isn't, right? Battistoni leads off here in the bottom of the third. Swinging the bat well tonight. Falls behind 0-2 here, though. See how Alex approaches him way ahead in the count. Goes low and away. I think the league's really finally kind of figured out that 0-2 is a pitch that, for the most part, nobody really goes with a strike. And
yeah, it comes in at 60 plus.
Yeah, I think you see a lot of guys battling back from 0-2 to 2-2 quite easily now, and it's putting a lot of pressure on the pitchers as they have to come into him.
The dreaded dribbler right back to Alex for out number 1. Yeah, I mean, Kirby had a rough night last night in the rain. Didn't have his little umbrella on there. He's got to have a night off every once in a while.
Yeah, he was a trooper in the wind and the rain last night. Kirby was, and there was a handful of pitching changes.
And we had slick tires on him, and that's not wet weather racing right there.
No, you need all weather tires for Kirby. And Fernandez letting Stepna know that you got to back up a little bit there. He kind of didn't quite lean into it like Eder did, but he didn't exactly do a good job of backing away. You gotta make sure you back up because you just never know the way these wiffle balls break late that they could grab the strike zone. And a late swing by Stepna there. Tom Gannon says, I miss Seamus.
Oh, man. Seamus has got a new friend he's been hanging out with named Ziggy.
We haven't really seen them during game time, but there's been a few roosters and ducks that have replaced Seamus here at Hideaway. They were hanging out yesterday pregame as Stepna has a hard hit ball up the middle. Lionel Simmons with a diving effort in center field, but does not keep that ball short of the wall, and it's going to be a one-out double for Nate Stepna. Another ball hit up the middle by the Vaderz.
Yeah, you could go to Instagram and go to the famous Seamus, _famous Seamus.
I follow him.
Yeah.
Another ball up the middle, but Ibarra gets under this one. Lionel Simmons with the catch. 2 down. Can we get the Seamus link? I don't know if we have a Seamus link, but at the famous Seamus, T-H-E-E, famous, S-E-A-M-U-S. Now you got it.
Good stop by Hollis Hale right there for out number 3. And the Bombers are hanging tough in this game number 2 here at Hideaway Field.
Yeah, good job by the Bombers pitching staff keeping this Vaderz lineup at bay, and that's kind of the key. When you let the game get away from you a little bit, 2, 3, 4 runs can come in a hurry, and then you get too far behind the 8 ball. But here in a 1-0 game, this is anybody's game still, and the Bombers with only one swing of the bat can tie it up easily. They have many guys in their lineup that could do it, no problem.
Yeah, and one of them, which is the man that's grabbing a bat, it looks like Hollis Hale is ready to get up there and take a swing. And he could. Oh, and Chad is in charge of Kirby.
Oh, there's our problem.
Chad's in charge of Kirby?
There might be a riot here.
Oh, man.
Chad's in his own little world down there at third base, has no clue that...
He has a bag of pistachios in his hand and not the remote for Kirby to let Kirby know when to go.
Come on, folks. Do we want Kirby or not? I mean, do we riot if there's no Kirby? Oh, look at him. What is he? He's got Kirby's remote in his hand, but he's not doing anything with him. He's got Kirby's remote in his right hand.
I see Taylor Griner there. Is that little Boot Boot? Or little Boot Boot?
I've never met her.
I don't know if I have either.
But she's in the chat. That is...
I wonder if it's little Boot Boot.
Oh, it might be. Al Bomber saying, yeah, send out Kirby.
Look, you remember when his hand was all rattled and the next... That's the third straight pop-up by Hollis Hale.
Yeah,
he's getting under it.
I mean, that's his MO. He's a guy who tries to lift the ball up and lift it out of the yard. But, some nights you're just going to get a little too far under it and go straight up. And that's what he's done so far tonight. And Zach Beal going to get at a bat here. And he waves at a ball in the dirt for strike one. Really, not. These new guys, really. If I'm the manager of these rookies up at the plate, you got to tell them, look, see a strike up there. Get a little comfortable. You're going to be facing different pitchers that you've never seen before. Everybody is different coming out of their hand. You really got to kind of get settled in up there. Don't be over anxious.
Yeah, their eyes are really wide. They haven't seen movement like this ever. And this you could see, and I've said it multiple times, wiffle ball will bring a grown man to their knees because of this pitching. I mean, it just makes you look foolish sometimes. Here's Alex Fernandez.
He rolls one over to Ibarra at short, who's turning into quite the automatic out himself over there, putting himself in the category of the best shortstops in the league with Couts, Hicks, Merciel. I think that's your top 4 right now. Or top 3 is I think it goes Couts, Hicks, Ibarra, Merciel. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Honestly, any given week you could flip flop that.
Yeah. Carrasco, Fernandez as well.
On lateral plays. On lateral plays, Merciel and Couts, I believe, are the best. They really laterally play that ball well. As far as consistent throws on a tight rope,
Hicks not even close.
Close, and then Ibarra.
Yeah, Hicks.
But
I've used this word over and over when I refer to Hicks, and I just say effortless, and it's really it's unbelievable the way he just flips his arm.
How Andrew Leday swings a bat is
Same
how
thing.
Hicks throws a ball.
Bingo, you nailed it. Yeah, we're gonna take a night off from the Santa Maria calls. We got our fair share on during the ones takeover.
They really took over, didn't they?
Big Tree, welcome. Anybody over from TikTok, welcome.
Yeah, coming in one more time.
No pain cheering for the Vaderz.
Oh, good pitch. That's Alex's kind of patented pitch. It's a 12-6, comes in high-low, hits top tink. Very difficult to come around on.
As Eder hits one up the middle. Shirley going to run it down, though. Very quick outfielder, Jake Shirley. Not too experienced yet.
Sure-handed.
But he's very quick first step out there, and has made some good plays so far in his early, young PLW career. Good draft pick by the Bombers this year.
A lot of people are saying best third baseman in the business. It could be between Caps or Trench. GK really gets lost in the mix because of the team that he plays for. Is such a high-profile team, but this dude stops every ball.
I agree, and I actually think the guy who's either the best or the second best third baseman is on the field right now. And I really think Hollis plays third base just as good as anybody in the league. I was going back through some old games to log some defensive stats, and he just makes every play. He really does. I think he made one error on a pop-up this year, but besides that, he's just been an absolute machine over there at third. Makes every throw, no problem. So, yeah, Hollis Hale.
So you got your top 4 shortstops. Let's maybe do a poll of like the top 4 third basemen. We could go.
Well,
through.
I think you're going to run away with that. Just by
yeah,
your
but I don't
fandom
want
love,
it to be because of fans though.
And there's another ball hit up the middle by Battistoni.
I don't know what it is with me and watching and knowing PLW, but I have this like WIFFLE sense when I know a player is going to do well prior to the game, and it just could be the best predictor of the future is history.
I mean, I think you're probably trusting your instincts when it comes to like recognizing talent. And you might see a guy like, well, you've watched Gio hit the ball hard a whole bunch of times and maybe get out a few more times than you would have expected to him because he hit it right at somebody. And you know this guy is just so due. And that's kind of what we're seeing with Battistoni. You know his pure talent. You've seen it from day one when he stepped on this field. And you just know he was coming around at some point, and boom, here he is tonight.
A lot of people are talking about Jay Spur on the ones as well. We just haven't seen enough of Jay Spur.
Yeah, he was hurt to start this year. And there's a team loaded with defense as well. Oh, my goodness. As Stepna jumped early on that one and took a water bottle out over there on the Bombers dugout and almost took out Lonell Simmons.
Look at this. Oh, my God.
He was just a bit ahead of that one.
Man.
I think Stepna was mad that Lonell got his hit off of him last game.
Did he? Funny. 2-2 count.
Nice at bat put together here by Stepna, being a tough out. I like seeing it.
What a great game number 2. The first game won by the Vaderz 8-0, full domination. But it looks like Alex Fernandez is being AF.
Wow,
as AF could be.
4 straight foul balls by Stepna here. He's seen everything Carrasco has to offer. You've got to think advantage batter in all of these situations where the batter is continuing to foul it off. But Fernandez wins this one with a great pitch on the outer half.
I wonder when he's in that horror movie, when he's running away from Wendy, if he ever throws that little 53-mile-an-hour 12-6
with like
at
a
her.
rock or something.
Yeah, maybe even a wiffle ball. I don't know. It could be. I hope he does something. There it is.
There he is.
We need to get a wiffle.
Which guy is scarier? The guy on the left who might, come get you, or the guy on the right who might make you buckle your knees, staring at you, make you stare at strike 3?
Good for him, man. He's really following his passion as he's hanging out over there with David Harley and.
I don't think that was
Reiner.
Lil Boo Boo. I think that's Alex's. As I think he just went over there to get some sugar in between innings. Yeah, that's her.
Okay.
Taylor's over there just signing autographs, giving Harley some outfielding advice, saying, "Hey, Harley, this is how you rob a home run, etc."
I don't even know if Harley needs that advice. As the first time we've ever saw him, he dove backwards over the fence. As Mateo is up to bat right now against Tanner, who, started this game, and he's in the mix.
Yeah, it takes ball 1 there.
Look at that view here at Hideaway Field. Unfortunately, TikTok can't see it, but if you're a Twitch viewer on the Twitch stream, look at that beautiful sunset here in Las Vegas. Palm trees everywhere. I think those are queen palms, and they're just keep on growing with this wet weather. Beautiful work by our camera operator, Jameson Steed, on Skycam 1. Give him some props.
Nice job by Mateo there, leading off the inning with a walk.
Yeah, I mean, the Bombers, 6 outs to work with, down by 1. They're really, really in this game with Trevor Bauer.
Yeah, let's see if they can put a little bit of an inning together. They've yet to be on the board tonight. 10 innings, no runs so far for a power-hitting Bombers team. Really missing Big Al tonight. Maybe the cohesive unit that is the Bombers. Not quite 100% whole without Big Al tonight, leading the pack.
Hanging tough with 540 viewers here on Twitch. That's just a PLW nation that keeps on growing, keeps on going as Tanner goes screwy with it, gets Trevor Bauer looking.
What's up, Moose Boys? Welcome. Coming on over from TikTok, probably. What? Oh, when he was in the backstop? Probably. I was like, what?
No grandpa status quite yet. Just talked to my daughter today. She's going to be going back to the doctor as there's contractions, not contractions. Things are happening. Old Papa Trench is getting ready.
Yeah, are you going to switch from Old Trenchy to Papa Trenchy? Or is it Old Trenchy here at PLW with Papa Trenchy?
It's always going to be Old Trenchy.
Oh, all right. How long have you been Old Trenchy for? Like 20 years now?
J-Lo, though, she calls me Papa Trench. Maybe we'll do a poll.
Mateo is Bay, somebody says. Oh.
Max, I'm sorry. Did it touch the wall?
It's at least touched the wall. I don't know
Was
if
it
it's
clean?
clean or dirty. Chad's nodding.
Chad's back to the ball.
Vaderz seemed to think it did not hit the wall.
Was that dirty?
It did not at least touch the wall cleanly. That actually looks like it didn't hit the wall.
We're going to take a look one more
We
time.
don't
You can see
always have
Chad
the
and
best
Dodo's
view here. What do you
at
guys
the pitcher's
think
mound.
at home? Did this ball hit the wall? What do we guys think? Yes? No? This is tough to see.
And Kirby's going to get in on the action as well and try to get some. We got to get Kirby mic'd up, and then we're going to hear what they're talking about. Maybe give Chad a little bump. That's what I would do.
Tom Gannon saying older Trenchy. Multiple people saying no, didn't hit the wall. Al saying dirty, did hit the wall, but he needs glasses, so no hit. Yeah, and they've ruled no hit on the field, and I think they've made the right call.
And here we go, runners on first and second. Oh, it's going to freeze them right there, as that's going to be strike number 2.
Yeah, big first pitch there by Tanner. That hard-breaking late slider grabbing the outside pipe. Hall's down 0-2. But Hall is deep to
Is it
left.
enough?
And it's gone. And the Bombers jump up to a 3-1 lead for their first runs of the night. And here in Game 2.
And that Bomber squad is coming out. And remember, Hollis Hale, one of my plant-based brothers. That is tofu power, if you ask me. And you could hear the sirens going off. Oh, and he does the Euro step.
Boom. There he shows us the bomb. Love it. My favorite home run celebration in all of PLW. I think we're going to have to make it mandatory starting next season that every team has some sort of home run celebration. I think we're at like 6 teams maybe that have one now, but all 10 teams need some sort of home run celebration for sure.
3-1 lead for the Bombers. And it's, they just take after their name. It's what they do. That's home run leader, season number 1. He was the champion, had like 25 or 27 home runs.
25 was the number, yeah. Yeah, we knew we couldn't keep the Vaderz couldn't keep the Bombers down the whole night, and not really surprising that they jumped up to a lead here with on the back of a home run. A little bit of Bombers MO there. Zach Beal a little anxious still.
It's his first lineup start. Seeing some of the nastiest pitchers in the league, it's expected,
of course. He's going to try to hammer into his head if I'm the manager. Look, got to be tough up there. Be a little more patient. They're going to try to get you swinging at something, and they did just that. Ooh, and the nasty screwball.
Stone Anteater. I did have a pretty savage home run trot right there.
I don't think I caught it. Disrespect to the selfie? Well, I missed. I think the first time maybe you played the Sand Vipers, I might have been at the hockey game or something. I forget. I've missed the majority of those.
You didn't miss
games.
much. The legend.
The first time I was here. I was in the booth with Dodo.
Gotcha.
But the second time I missed it.
All right. Well, after a 3-run home run by Hollis Hale, I'll say it again, one of my vegan brothers out there dropping that noodle sauce over the fence, gives the Bombers a 3-1 lead.
Yeah, good to see the Bombers getting on the board finally here in the top of the 5th in Game 2. And Alex Fernandez doing a great job of keeping this tough, heavy, top-to-bottom Vaderz lineup at bay, having only given up 1 run so far through 4. And he's really put the team on his back in this game right now. And 6 outs away from getting the win here in Game 2. Let's see if the Bombers can close this one out.
Yeah, Big Tree, I see you. Subscribe with Prime. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go from TikTok to Twitch, follow, and then subscribe, or subscribe with Prime.
That's the progression, exactly. That is the progression.
I wonder if we should have that written out right under that.
Yes,
these are the steps
on the field. That's a lot of lettering.
That's okay. We need as many followers and subscribers as possible, as we might put a dome on this bad boy. Here's Ethan Ibarra.
You know, a lot of people...
Man. Oh! What a play by Mateo out in left center.
That ball was destined for the wall, and Mateo comes out of the left side of the screen and just steals it out of thin air there.
An incredible play.
The defense, week in and week out here at PLW, is just getting better and better and better.
I mean, if you're Alex Fernandez, all you could do is just nod your little mop head to your brother there.
Saying thank you for being born.
Thank you for being born. There it is. Once again.
Scary. Alex Fernandez. Thanks, Al. You know, we talked about getting Big Al in the booth for a little bit of, maybe for an inning one night, for a little Spanish broadcast. Him and Manny Santillanes, maybe.
Okay. Go!
What do you think, chat? Should we have a little Spanish night? Or maybe Al was saying he can do it in Spanglish. That way everybody can kind of, follow. As Max Fernandez steals that one.
The whole Fernandez show, it looks like they're playing a lot better without Big Al in the defense there. He must be really proud of his boys, his offspring.
Oh, without a doubt. He's got to be loving playing for this squad, all three of his boys here. And Mateo made the first out, and Max made the second out, and the third brother, Alex, made the third out. And that's a Fernandez inning right there, the trifecta.
Yeah, that's a hat trick, a Fernandez trick, if you ask me. And imagine Big Al having three boys like that when they were young, like 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, however old they were. Just like a sporty family. That must have been a lot of fun to raise those boys.
Yeah, for sure. He knew he was breeding some talent. For sure. We moved to
where are we now? Bottom of the fifth?
No, top of the sixth. That was a quick 1, 2, 3 inning there for Alex Fernandez as GK goes and adjusts the center field camera a little bit. And Tanner's still out there on the mound, pitching a pretty good game. Just really had that only one bad inning there in the fifth where he gave up a 3-run bomb to Hollis Hale. Besides that, he's done a great job shutting down this Bombers team, and he's going to look to go get a quick 3 outs, and hopefully his offense can kind of steal this one in the bottom of the sixth, which they are more than capable of doing.
Yeah, you're expecting 3 runs not really to be the winning total against you.
I think most teams in the league, if you say you give up 3 runs every game, I think they would take it every game.
Oh, yeah.
You say, okay, we'll be 34-20. We'll see you in the playoffs.
Yep.
No problem.
Here's Mateo.
He definitely went. 1 and 2. Either way, it was 53 and hit the zone.
Yeah, there's no doubt,
dude.
GK Rabbit, the hardest worker in PLW. He lives for this stuff. I told you the story. I asked him, like, what was his background? How did you have fun when you were a kid? And he goes, Trench, when kids would go outside and play hide and go seek or do whatever they would do, he goes, I would take apart my toaster and then put it back together. I'll show you the message.
I believe that, yeah. Big Al saying, it was good times. Alex is actually a track star. Not a lot of people know that. I know how fast Alex is. I played a season of softball with him and got to see him run the bases, and that kid can absolutely fly. He's so quick. And I would like to see a little bit of we'd like to see a PLW race between maybe the fastest few guys in the league. If we could get a PLW 100-meter dash, who do you think's the top 4 contestants? Alex for sure. Maybe Casey Taravella. Michael Aguara was really fast.
I'm curious to what Dodo's does off the line. I feel like he needs that extra few meters. Maybe off the line, he's not as quick.
Yeah, I think he's a little too thick to be super fast off the line, but you've seen him in the outfield move pretty good. Tom Gannon, of course, but I think Tom would be more likely to win the mile. Maybe David Harley, sure.
Oh, yeah.
Trevor with a big one-out walk, and that's going to walk Tanner Roundy out of this game. It's his second walk, and manager Blaise Santawan points to Nate Stepna in center field and says, all right, Nate, let's go. Close this out.
Make it happen.
Nate looked a little confused there, thought maybe this was Billy's spot. I think Billy's looking to conserve his innings.
And Kirby did an endo right there. You know, when I was in high school, I tried out for the high jump team, but I never jumped because I was usually...
Big C run saying Ibarra has to be fast. I agree. Ibarra has to be fast for sure. Nick Sansone saying Brad. Yeah, you know Brad. Maybe Brad Ogden. Speaking of Brad Ogden, it's his birthday today.
Yeah, he turned. How old are you now, Brad?
51.
Is he 50? He's 51.
51.
It's my manager, Brad Ogden. Say hi to him.
OB saying Chad Phillips, fastest person in PLW.
To his knees.
Without a doubt.
He's got that downward knee angle.
I don't know if you guys were watching last night, but with the slippery conditions on the mound, he spent a little time off his feet last night.
I only saw him try to bunt, and after that, I lost complete respect.
That rattled the ones. He tried to bunt twice in a row, and Couts almost lost it out in left field.
Yeah, really, really.
They were like, "Is that even legal?" And I turned around. I turned and said to him, "It's legal. I just don't know why he would do it."
Yeah.
There's only been, I think, 2 successful bunts in PLW history. Goodbye.
Oh, you heard Max unload on that one.
Player of the week last week, and shows you why he's capable of that. Extends this lead for the Bombers, now 5-1, top 6.
Did you hear that when he hit it? He let out a man Mufasa roar right there.
Yeah, and that ball was 60 feet over the left field wall. That ball was smoked. Never a doubt. Yeah, not a chance. Maybe not quite 60 feet, but 30 feet for sure.
I mean, it was just gone off contact. It's Hollis Hale who really opened up the floodgates for the Bombers up again.
Sometimes that's all you need. You need a little bit of little something. They got a couple of runners on. Boom, Hollis with the big hit, and then now maybe the Bombers are coming for the Vaderz tonight.
Purple Viking, when he visited Las Vegas, he was actually hanging out by the pool, and before Kirby Bucket got up to the ranks of PLW, he used to...
It was a towel boy
at Caesar's Palace.
Wow. I did not know that. Good for Kirby stepping up in the world. Or is that down? No, it's got to be up, right? Yeah. From Caesar's to here, got to be up.
Imagine the Kirby cam on Kirby Bucket working that pool.
I am Jake B asking for another breakdown of the trade in between games. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll have a couple minutes in between these game 2 and 3. We can kind of go over the trade.
Yeah.
See what we were thinking. A lot of moving parts. It's, maybe not the biggest names to everybody, but key players.
Look at that. There's been a trench ball redeemed.
Oh, what else is new?
By Duck Art 1977. Welcome to the...
How unoriginal. Trench signed ball.
Welcome to the Trench family as we are doing things. It is growing fast. I don't know if it's growing as fast as Big Al's producing children.
Here we go. We have a poll. That's pretty fast. It's maybe 25 years ago, but that was pretty quick. And we have a poll. Fastest runner in the league. Alex Fernandez, Casey Taravella, Tom Gannon, David Harley, or Kirby Bucket. Who do you think? Is Kirby really running? He might be the fastest moving, but
I think if you're going to roll, it would be between Austin Bird Bull and Kirby Bucket if there was rolling involved.
Logan maybe as well, yeah. These balls are just flying in here. Keep an eye on these Bombers.
Welcome, PLW Nation. We're close to 600 viewers. I'm going to talk to TikTok right now as... Yeah, I get it might be fun watching from one camera angle for, a few seconds, get your mouth wet, your lips wet, but you got to get over to twitch.tv/Premier Wiffle. Get in on all the action. We're having tons of fun over here.
Get to see our beautiful faces.
Yeah, last night you were rocking little spiky hair.
I think that was just due to the rain.
You were looking cool, man.
I went out without a hat. That's a few compliments I've gotten on the hair. I appreciate it.
Hollis.
Tanner was trying to do a similar grunt to Alex, but not exactly. To Max, but not
and
the same.
Chad gives Hollis and Hollis is digging into Chad right now.
That is definitely a double crow hop. Chad's not out of line there. Hollis does not like it, but Chad is not out of line there. That was a double crow hop. He does not need to do that. 1, 2. Yep, you don't need to do that. It's just 1 and throw. Hollis doesn't like it, but Chad is dead on there. It's a good call and it's a good warning there.
I don't mind that, actually.
Look, that's what Chad's the head umpire in this league, and he's just looking to set an example for the rest of his umpiring staff, not just tonight, but throughout the entire league, saying, look, if you see stuff like this, don't be afraid to give guys warning. Keep them in line. Everybody, at times is capable of trying to push the edges slightly.
Yeah, what about Sean, the French-Canadian Italian? He's probably fast. Do you think maybe his hair might get...
How did we not even say that?
You think maybe his hair's got a little bit of wind resistance?
Yeah, it's possible. Maybe that's why Tom decided to go with the shorter hair, but... Yeah, I know Hollis will defend that, but that's not the rules. The rules are you collect, you can do a crow hop / collect or shimmy move to the plate, however you want to call it, and then you got to throw. You can't do a double move like that. Crow hops are from the outfield. You are true. Yeah, it is true, but I don't know how else to describe it besides a crow hop. I know they're not taking one giant crow hop and throwing it to the plate, but it's like a shimmy. I don't know. What do you want to call it?
I call it the TJ.
The TJ. We saw a really good TJ executed last night, actually, in our game where it was a ground ball to second, and Cody stuck his hands out and knocked it maybe 15 feet forward and then picked it up and made a nice, easy throw.
It was a shuffle.
A shuffle. Yeah, that's a good call, shuffle.
Okay.
I couldn't think of the word. Thanks, AK.
It's good to see AK in there after he kind of got slapped around just a tiny bit by the Lightning last night. And this might end the game, and it does.
Yeah, really nice job by the Bombers there, bouncing back and getting game 2. They got blanked 8-0 in game 1, but on the back of Alex Fernandez's great pitching performance, a complete game win, the Bombers take game 2 5-1.
Yeah.
And they show you why they are one of the better teams in the league. Look, we've been hyping the Vaderz. They've been rolling. They come out. Maybe they have the MVP. Maybe they got the Cy Young. Maybe they got the next Rookie of the Year. And the Bombers say, hey, don't forget about us, and we can put up runs with the best of them.
Yeah, after they got put up a snowman on them, they only give up, what?
Just one.
Just one run that game, probably 4 or 5 hits. Great performance by Alex Fernandez. I want to talk a little bit more about some of the bigger trades that happened earlier. A lot of people in the chat are asking maybe we could throw that graphic up one more time and you could kind of go into your detail once more.
Yeah, here we go. So the Lightning gave up Tyler Wilinski, defensive specialist, as we say, but also a very capable pitcher and hitter to the Warbirds. And we also gave up Devlin Daniel, our number 2 pitcher all last year, to the Cajuns, who have bolstered their starting rotation. The Warbirds have also received the Lightning's 2nd-round pick in the next draft. And in exchange for all those players and the pick, the Lightning have received powerful batter Anthony Michael, utility player Dave Seifert, and the Snappers' 1st-round pick in the fall, which could be a top 5 pick right now.
That's big.
Including the Lightning's own pick we currently have. So right now the Lightning are holding 2 picks in the top 3 for next year's draft. And we also... We waived Nate Sawicki and took a chance on Kyle Baker, who was drafted by the Night Owls this year. And, they released him a couple weeks ago. And we added a left-handed bat to our lineup and a guy who's itching to play. I talked to him today, and he's happy. I told him, look, you're probably going to be in the 6th hole. You're probably not going to pitch a whole lot. Maybe play a little defense. And he's like, look, I'm happy to be on the team. I'm here to play.
I talked to him many weeks ago, and as he was about to get drafted, I said, listen, just being a part of PLW in any capacity is a big deal because you never know when you're going to get your shot.
100%.
There was another little third leg to that graphic. Was there anything? It was with the Cajuns right there?
Yeah, they received Devlin Daniel, which is a big... that's a big pitcher. Look, he struggled a little bit this year so far with control, but last year he was a stud. He's got a nasty screwball. He's... honestly was kind of taught pitching by Taylor Briner. He was on the Snappers initially. We had received him in the expansion draft before last year. So he's very capable of being a dominant pitcher in this league. Made a lot of teams look quite bad last year. So
okay, so let's take a little break and we'll go over into the lineups for game number 3. I guess they didn't want to.
And here we go. We're underway with Game 3 with Jake Slusher on the mound.
Make sure you get your wiffle ball points in right now as that line has moved. We have the Bombers plus 3.5. And old Slushy Pie over there. He's got some, he wheels and deals on the mound.
Yeah, it looks like for game 3, we got Vaderz minus 1.5. Vaderz are going to roll out the exact same lineup with Ethan, Billy, Kyle, Tanner, Gio, and Stepna. And the Bombers are going to roll out, looks like the same top 5, Alex, Mateo, Trevor, Max, Hollis, and now Jake Shirley going to get the start in the 6th hole. And we have Mateo on the hill for the Bombers. So Jake Slusher versus Mateo for the pitching matchups, as Alex Fernandez leads off with a base hit up the middle for the Bombers. And get those wiffle points in. Who will win this rubber match? Vaderz minus 1.5. Just took a huge bet. Wow, that went from like 70. Somebody might have just put like 200 grand on the
big
Vaderz.
Bet.
180,000 is the biggest bet maybe we've seen yet on the Vaderz minus 1.5. Wow. That's more points than I have. Actually, it's not, but that's a lot of points.
Yeah, right now, if you're thinking that the Bombers could do anything.
And Mateo, see ya. And just after the Vaderz take 180,000 wiffle point bet, Mateo says, how about we just continue to hit bombs?
Yeah, I was talking to Floyd Mayweather earlier today, and he likes to come in late with those bets, and he might have been the person that dropped a deuce on the Vaderz right there.
Yeah, Floyd known to have big limits here.
He lives
in
here,
Vegas.
yeah.
Yep.
Glenn Meadows put 180K on the Vaderz.
Oh my God! What? I don't know what's available for doubling up 180K. You'd have like 350K. I don't really. What can you get? Can you get like a tour of Hideaway Field or something for that much? We should. I heard you talking last night about 500,000 points for hanging out with in the dungeon.
What a stop by Ibarra.
Yeah, Trevor with a 94-mile-an-hour exit velo line drive right at Ibarra, who does all he can to just stick his hands out and knock it down. Santiago right there to pick it up and complete the play.
It's amazing. Such a vicious swing and hit ends up into just a routine play for the third baseman right there.
Yeah, it's amazing how somebody can hit a ball so hard and not result in a hit.
A lot of people love that dungeon idea. I mean, yeah, you're not going to come out the same person. It's like, I don't know, going to a Grateful Dead concert or something.
Yeah, some nights for sure, depending on who's leading the show. Not so much when I'm leading the show down there, but Glenn always betting 100K at the time. Where is he getting these points?
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
No. TikTok. Hang out tight. GK is going to... We're still on the air. We just lost a little bit of power to the monitors, to the cameras. And GK is using his inner powder to get some more energy here to Hideaway Field. And I can't imagine what the folks at home on Twitch must be. They can't believe that we lost it right there.
He did say we're still on the air, so we might be on. Yeah, it looks like we're still on Twitch here. We just lost a little power to our monitors and lights behind the backstop here. 650-ish viewers hanging out with us here on Twitch. Little Tuesday night PLW. Yeah,
GK's
about to go.
blood
As soon as we
pressure
get
is
these
through.
lights
Can we
back
get a
on.
monitor on GK's arm right now? He's got to be like 170 over 95 or something.
170 over 95.
We're going to have to do these.
Got our lights back up here and see our beautiful
in the
smiling
dark.
faces.
Wow. I think the fans love that. You know, sometimes we're just not perfect. Things happen. We're real. We're no way. What happened, GK? I can't wait for this story. Do you think one of his hot cocos might have spilled over onto the flux capacitor?
The flux capacitor? Is that a Buck Burner sighting?
Buck Burner coming through.
I didn't even realize he was here tonight. He's not even supposed to be here today.
You can't get enough of it. Oh, Max going full Chad right there, taking a knee.
Great job by Slusher, changing speeds, 43 miles an hour.
I'm curious what the story... We weren't even supposed to play right there. GK was not... Don't play yet, guys.
Yeah, let's hold up. There's no rush here. Just give us a second here to make sure all the lighting is good.
I wonder if the Vaderz cued some kind of UFO to zap some of the power out of the Bombers right now.
I wouldn't put it past him.
Sasai, he's sneaky, man.
Yeah, Sasai is a do anything to get a W kind of guy.
It might be Glenn Meadows, like being that Forrest Gump guy when he's doing the speech and then he does all the trickery and then he can't get the mic going.
Glenn Meadows.
I don't want
Glenn
to
Meadows.
on TV, but I have to be on TV.
It's okay, GK. People want to see you. Look at GK.
Look at him. Here he comes.
Get in there. Look at that
Oh, I could've
beard.
done that.
That is a well-manicured man, if you ask me.
I got it.
You got it. Side button 3 times.
Are we good? Is there anything I could do, GK?
No, you just hang out and you continue to do
Is that a
you.
minor power outage?
Yeah.
No big deal.
I can't wait for the chat to go off a little bit later about what happened.
Wasn't me, he says.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Okay.
Last night we had paper towels, rags.
That was, look, I'm from New England, and
Yeah.
I've been, obviously, I've experienced rain before.
Yeah.
And I've sat through some football games in the rain, but I don't think I've ever done an outdoor activity like playing wiffle ball for 3 hours in the rain like I did last night.
Were your hands cold?
You know, it really wasn't that cold.
Okay. I was freezing.
Well, you weren't moving, right?
Oh,
Staying
gotcha.
moving definitely helps, but soaked. It didn't stop raining. I mean, it did for a little bit late game 3, but it was for Vegas rain. That was about as long as it gets. I mean, consistent 2-3 hours there.
Here is Hollis Hale up to bat. Top of the first still, 2 outs. Bombers on top, 2-0. Good pitch by Slusher Pants.
Yeah, a little too fast there. 60 miles an hour. Caught the bottom of the zone, but that's going to be ball 1. Slusher does a good job changing speeds. Can go all the way up to 60 plus and can go into the low 40s. Keeps guys off balance. Hollis way ahead of that one.
Cell Stalker, funny story off what you just said. I did my first marathon like, I don't know, a decade ago, and I had that so bad of just my shirt just rubbing on my chest.
That's
like
a real
that.
thing, right?
Oh
People
my
like tape
God.
up usually.
It was horrible.
I'm not exactly a runner.
I don't know. You cruise around, when you hit that grand slam, it looked like you were cruising around those bases pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not as much of a admire it and take my sweet time kind of guy. I'm like, let's go, next guy.
Yeah,
I'm
I get
pumped
you.
it happened. Let's get around the bases and keep it moving kind of guy.
What inning? What do we got? Bottom of the first?
Bottom of the first. We got a little thrown off there due to the power outage, but we're back. Bottom of the first here, 2-0 Bombers.
It's very important for Mateo to find his groove early. You don't want the Vaderz to tack on any right here and kind of give them the momentum right back.
Yeah, it's really it's a big thing to grab some runs and then immediately go shut the other team down. If you can, they got 2 there on the top of the first, and if Mateo can go down and go out there and shut them down 1-2-3 or 1-2-3-4 or whatever it takes, as long as they don't give up any runs here in the first, the Bombers will really feel like they've got that momentum, and they're like, all right, this is our game, and they'll feel it right from the first inning, and the Vaderz will be panicking. Whereas if the Vaderz come right back and get 1 or 2, they'll be like, oh, we got it. We're right back in this. Could be a huge difference here in the bottom of the first. Thanks, Big Al. Appreciate it. That was pretty due. Felt like it.
Don't forget, tomorrow night, the Sand Vipers are going to try to totally redeem themselves against the Night Owls, who I know they don't have Randy or Stein, but they are going to have to face Mayo and Walker, they're a deadly duo as well.
Brandon's been a really tough pitcher this year. I think he has the highest K to walk ratio in the league, meaning he's striking out the most guys and walking the fewest. He's number 1. I think Max is number 2. So he's a guy who's he doesn't give anything up easy. He's up there mowing guys down and not giving up any easy walks. So Mayo can easily handle most of the innings tomorrow night.
I went to lunch with Mark Tavano. What a play by Hollis.
Routine for a guy like that over there on third base. You would do the same thing.
That was humming. Yeah, I went to lunch with Mark Tavano today, and
Where'd you go?
we went to Tarantino's.
Oh.
And
love
he's on this
Tarantino's.
new...
Vegan kick.
he's trying to eat a little bit better.
Good
as
man.
He wants to be in shape for PLW, as he feels like his defense has been suffering, as that's a deep fly ball by Santi, won a very rare home run by Billy. And just we were talking about, They cut that lead in half.
Yeah, and a lot of noise just came from the Vaderz dugout after that home run by Billy, and they're going to feel it right now. They're a little fired up. See if Mateo can do it. See what he can do in terms of bearing down and keeping this to just one here in the first. But another tough batter in Kyle Eder follows Billy. Should be a hard-fought battle here for Game 3.
Yeah, Billy
Both teams want this one.
I call him Billy Santibomb.
Anthony Michael calling him Billy Bomb. Either way, all great stuff. Billy's a jack of all trades. Guy's pretty good at everything he does. I mean, quite a good ping pong player.
There he is, Mark Tavano, a
There he
Sandviper. He's on pace to maybe possibly be talked about as a Rookie of the Year
100%.
candidate. Really great guy, great family. Loved going to lunch with him, having some good talks.
And probably has 2 fewer home runs and 8 fewer RBIs than he should.
Oh, that's
He's had
right.
2 grand slams robbed from him. One by David Harley and one by Josh Atkins.
I mean, he's right by you. I hope he doesn't hear that. That's an open wound that hasn't quite closed yet.
Yeah, look. You have to, when you hit the ball hard and and it doesn't result in a hit. You kind of have to look at it 2 ways. One, you have to look at it as, okay, I'm a little unlucky there. I should have these better stats, but the right way to look at it is, look, the process is there. I'm hitting the ball square. The results will come.
That's how I always look at it.
Don't change anything,
If I hit it hard to somebody, listen, good contact, the mechanics are going right, it will come, but it just never does. That's a 2-2 game, possibly.
Tanner Roundy ties this game up. And just when we talked about at the start of this inning, if Mateo can shut them down, it's going to be all Bombers momentum. But you can hear this loud Vaderz team welcoming Tanner to the plate, and it's a 2-2 game and all momentum with the Vaderz right now. And this young team is fired up this season. They are relentless when it comes to coming back in ball games.
Here we go, 2-2, 2 outs. And he's got to shut down Gio right now, and the Bombers got to go back. Try to get some of that mojo right back.
And another tough at bat here. It's just one after another. Honestly, this lineup, top to bottom, is the scariest in the league right now. Any of these guys would be known as the second best player on another team. And Gio's batting 2. Goodbye, and the Vaderz are fired up. 3 solo shots here in the bottom of the first to go from down 2-0 to up 3-2. Santiwan, Roundy, and now Battistoni taking Mateo Fernandez deep, and it's 3-2 Vaderz here in the rubber match. They're loud. Honestly, they're really loud right now. They're fired up.
I feel like we're at a Vegas Knights game after a hockey goal.
Wow, and Kirby just tried to make an appearance, and Mateo let him know what's up.
Wow.
What was that?
It looks like Mateo had some words for Kirby as Stepna, but a diving play by Fernandez.
But he can't come up with it, and that's going to be a base hit. And I think this game's going a little too quick now for the Bombers. I think they need to take a second and slow this down.
Oh, no. Ibarra is up right now. Mateo has to shut him down. A home run here, and they'll go bananas, the Vaderz bench and dugout.
They're not bananas yet? My goodness.
They're going to go banana splits. And look at Peel. Look at Kirby giving the stink eye to Mateo.
And
that's going to be a double, possible a triple.
Yeah, Alex, Chaz over there in left field saying 2. Looks like it barely hit the ground before it hit the wall, and that's another smoked ball off the bat of Ethan Ibarra. That's going to score Stepna, and it's 4-2 here in the first.
And Glenn Meadows is loving what's going on as he put a big, big bet on the Vaderz.
And Billy, who led off this inning, or second batter of the inning with a home run. That looked like a lot of steps there by Max, but it was really momentum.
Yeah, that was a
so
momentum
that one's
step.
okay, and he did try to do a good job of stopping, but even despite that, spiked this throw into the ground, and that's going to be an error, and it's 1st and 3rd for the Vaderz with 2 outs for Kyle Eder, and this inning of doom continues on.
Inning of doom. You couldn't have put it any better. But the Bombers just need to settle down. It's not, a lead that's insurmountable.
it's a 2-run game. This is exactly where the Vaderz were to start this inning. So 2-run
Right.
games are really nothing in this league.
What's going on?
Well, Dodo's tried to throw a ball across the field to the other umpires or the bunch over there, and he shorted it a little bit, and the ball rolled onto the field. And be surprised, little stuff like that can rattle a team. A pitcher's in motion, and now he has to stop. And
People are talking about possibly the Sasai power outage might have had something to do with it.
look, we're going to have to investigate what happened there with the power going out, and all of a sudden the Vaderz exploding. And they go the easy way to make sure Max doesn't spike another ball into the ground. The Vaderz get 4 here in the bottom of the first. They answered back. We talked about it after the inning, after the first, at the top of the first. Look, if the Bombers could come out and shut them down, this is the Bombers' game to win. But if the Vaderz punched right back and could get some runs, it's the Vaderz with the momentum, and that's exactly what we saw. 3 solo shots and then a hard hit double by Ibarra, and it's 4-2 Vaderz in this big rubber match here.
Yeah, we talk about solo shots don't hurt you too much, and normally they don't. 1 solo shot here or there, sure. But 3 in the same inning, that's a 3-run shot now.
And it honestly feels worse. Look, if you gave up a walk and then a single, and one guy hits a ball that maybe barely gets over the wall, you're like, ugh, that could have been a fly out. But then it's like, when you give up boom, bomb, boom, bomb, boom, bomb, you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, and they just weren't like boom bombs. You know, the wind took it.
No.
All 3 of those.
3 no-doubters.
Yeah, the 3 no-doubter shots. And Big Al.
Big Al saying he should have bet the over.
Yeah.
What do we have for a total for this game? I probably would have set it at something like 7.5.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's hard to say because now Billy's coming in. And Billy has 3 innings left, and he's going to make sure that the Bombers do not get any momentum.
We'll see what Shirley can do here as a leadoff guy. He takes ball 1, but then does a nice job there hacking at what would have been a strike. But he's behind to Billy, 1-2. And he goes down swinging to Santijuan for the first out here on the top of the second. We'll see if the Bombers can dig a little deep here and put some guys on the base paths, because if they go down 1-2-3, that momentum really does shift. And Alex swings at a ball that goes off of his hands, which is part of the bat, and that's going to be an easy ground out back to Billy.
And remember, if the Vaderz win this game, they will hold the true first place spot in the PLW standings.
That's
and you
right.
know Sasai is going to take a picture of that. But Mateo says, I'm going to get one back, does a little bat flip in Billy's face. And Billy doesn't like that at all.
No, Billy smiled that one off. He said, okay, I see you, Mateo. You got some power, too. And the Bombers have life here. It's 4-3. Honestly, that was a humongous at-bat. The difference between 4-2 and getting out of that inning 1-2-3 and that solo shot to make this a 1-run game, momentum-wise, is humongous.
What it also does, Loman, is it gives the other players hope that they could hit off Billy's knuckleball.
Sure. Billy's felt unhittable so far this year. And to see him be a little normal the last couple of weeks, giving up that 3-run shot to Warfield and now an absolute bomb by Mateo, he's maybe human after all.
And here's Trevor Bauer. He's capable of going back-to-back right here.
Sure could.
Instead, he takes a tink-tink on the outside, and Trevor's like, man.
Yeah, what do I got to do? Feels like he should have been up in the count, but instead he's down 0-2. Does a good job laying off that ball in the dirt 1-2 here.
What a great game we got brewing here in the third.
Wiggly Tough saying what game we on. We're on game 3.
Yeah, game 3, third game.
8-0 Vaderz game 1, 5-1 Bombers game 2. And now it's 4-3 Vaderz here heading to the bottom of the second.
And that's
Got a
another
lot of-
momentum shift. It went Bombers, back to Vaderz, back to Bombers, even though they're down 1, but that Drago took one in the face, and he's human.
Yeah, this game feels like a coin flip right now, and it's going to be interesting to see who capitalizes on their momentum. Both teams, I think, feel like they're going to have the momentum right now. The Vaderz definitely felt it after that big bottom of the first, but Mateo punching back there has to give the Bombers a big lift.
I'm going to ask you a question. Mateo giving up those 3 solo shots and all hard hits. He's back on the mound. What do you think about this move here?
Yeah, not really sure. I honestly think this is probably the time to go to Max. Max has just been so filthy this year. He didn't pitch at all last game. Alex went the full game, and I think Max went 4 game 1 as they went to Bauer in the 5th, so Max could pitch 5 innings here. And honestly, he's been the better pitcher this year, so maybe just a short leash for Mateo. They get him out of that first inning. They're going to maybe let him settle in here. Probably a short leash. If Tanner leading off here, if he hits the ball hard, would not be surprised if they immediately go to Max and or Alex, who looked good last game.
Yeah, they could use both of them in that inning. They each have Max probably has 5 innings, so he could complete the game. And Alex, did he go all
Completed,
6? Yeah,
complete
so he's
game.
got
So Alex got 3 left. Yep. Tanner chases ball inside. 1-2 now. Doesn't want to help him out. Lays off that one, though. It's 2-2 now. Thanks, Bruce. Appreciate you. 575 viewers hanging out here tonight on Twitch.
I love that. Just like in the game, Loman, when some players are hot, some are mild, some maybe not doing so much, you're doing great in the booth tonight.
Thanks,
you know,
appreciate it.
we have good nights in the booth. Sometimes we don't, and you are. Bruce is right. You're on fire from last night's victory after you guys were slapping around AK a little bit. That was a great series for you guys.
And we see a leadoff walk there by Tanner Roundy, and the Bombers instantly go to Max, as we called it. Maybe should not have even let Mateo pitch the first batter there, but as we said, obviously a very short leash this inning. Gave him an opportunity to maybe get settled in.
And look at Kirby on the creep.
Yeah, Kirby's a little tentative right now after maybe not coming out when he shouldn't have been last inning.
Look, he's just inching his way out. He's out of there. He's like, I got to go to safety immediately. Oh, and he takes a tumble. Kirby Bucket is on his side.
Kirby's down.
Good thing we have some residents over there flipping him back over.
Yeah, Kirby may be hitting the hot cocos a little bit tonight.
We're going to have to get him
Thanks, Jake. Appreciate it.
maybe a little Kirby Bucket massage. They have like massage parlors for bucket guys.
I think they're just called car washes.
Oh, yeah, we got to put him through that. Yeah. And here's Gio Battistoni. And this dude right now, he's on pace for possibly being one of the contenders for being up here in the booth, as he's been really on fire.
Absolutely. You could put the whole Vaderz starting lineup in the booth tonight if you wanted to. I don't know if we quite have the room to get them all up here, but
We'll see. The Bombers were in this, and Gio once again. That's going to score a run, and the momentum swings right back to the Vaderz.
yeah, it's all Vaderz right now. Another hard hit ball by Battistoni, and that's going to score Roundy from first, and the Raiders regain that 2-run lead, and it's 5-3 here, bottom 2. Runner on second, nobody out.
Feels like it's way deeper in the game. This is only the bottom of the second.
Yeah,
Good pitch by Max.
Been a lot of back and forth punches already.
There it is, the better V-neck jersey tonight. Is it Mateo? Good play by Shirley, or is it Kyle Eder?
No, that was what? Kyle Eder's for the Vaderz.
What are you talking about?
Oh, the better V-neck. I'm sorry. I was like, what?
You were on fire early.
I thought you were calling who was catching the ball. Yeah, it's Jake Shirley. Better V-neck, Mateo or Kyle? Well, you got to give it to Kyle. There's no.
I think Eder pimps it a little bit better.
What about Ethan here?
He wasn't the original one to do it, though.
That's fair.
He kind of just jumped on the V-neck bandwagon.
Yeah, he's like, look, I did chest day today, so I'm going to pop a couple of buttons. That one's a spinning ground ball.
And Dodo's right there saying foul ball.
It kind of does feel like a home run derby right now, or at least a hard hit ball derby.
I was in the home run derby once, Kyle. I got through the first round, and then in the second round, I faced Tanik.
You know what? I actually rewatched the first round 2 nights ago. It's on YouTube.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. You know, Chris Warfield was in that as well. So you were in it and Chris Warfield was in it. I don't know if you should probably brag about that again, but...
Why?
Well, Chris Warfield was in it.
I had 10 home runs that season. That was big for me.
You earned it then.
5 of which came grand
Hollis
slam.
was there. Tom was there. Brandon, no, who else? I forget. But yeah, a lot of early. I was watching some season 1 stuff on YouTube.
Is that the one Gannon hit like 25 or 26 home runs?
I think that was the unfilmed one.
Oh, man.
Unfortunately.
There was a home run derby as that might go.
Muscles it out to right, and it's gone. Ethan Ibarra adds to his season
leading
total.
He's the best player in the PLW.
He's the best hitter for sure right now.
That's something. The best hitter in PLW. Nobody's even coming close.
He's got the purest swing.
Pure swing, pure power. Everything he touches is just coming off the bat. And the Vaderz open this one up after the Bombers had a little bit of momentum going into this inning.
Yeah, and look, the Bombers probably are going to have to go to Alex here soon. But unfortunately, he only has 3 innings remaining, so he can't even finish this game. But they might have to stop the bleeding. Mateo gives up 4. Max gives up 3 now so far as he frustratingly throws that one 82 into the dirt.
You know, I was talking to the War Chicken last night about matchups and whatnot. Sometimes teams just don't match up well with others.
100%.
And this could be one of the matchups that the Bombers just really struggle with.
Yeah, it's what I hyped up the first night the Legends played the Sand Vipers. Just the pitching that Tanik was attempting that night was just the wrong style of pitching against the Legends lineup. And maybe this is the same case for the Bombers. These guys are baseball players, and you know if they're trying to get away with slightly faster pitches, these guys just don't miss them. They have seen 90-mile-an-hour pitching, so if you throw 158, even from the shorter distance down the middle, these guys are going to hit the ball hard. Nice job by Hollis Hale.
Grabbed a little
in front of him.
Little foliage, a little lettuce on the side over there. I wonder if he's going to eat that or put it as a
still
snack.
On the field there.
He might eat that.
Yeah. A little bit of a palm tree leaf or something. I thought I had cut all that grass down, but apparently I have to get back over there and tidy it back up.
I got to tell you, when you were living on the ranch for a minute and you emerged as somebody that was going to help out with some of the groundskeeping here, I was ecstatic when I used to come out and you were doing your mowing and leaf cutting and palm tree trimming.
I took some pride, you know.
You did, man. You're very meticulous.
Especially with this field.
That way.
I try to have pride in this field. I know I didn't build it, but look, we play on this field and 5 days a week, and we all love being out here.
I was running out of steam, man. I was so glad I was out of energy.
Yeah, I mean, we all love this field, and we love being out here, and I like trying to make sure it stays in pristine condition.
Over 3,500 palm trees on this property.
Is that true?
Yes.
Good Lord, I think I cut about 300 of them, and that was a lot.
And we don't even have a sprinkler system. I have to go out there and hand water each and every one to
With
make
a watering can?
Yes,
Oh
to make sure that they grew and had the correct amount of water. Because it doesn't rain
I think you
here.
got all of them except for one. That one
I
that was
know.
in center field.
I know. That one died. I gave it a good burial, though.
I think Petrikis is nailing it. Max throws baseball pitches. Vaderz are baseball players. Alex is more of a finesse pitcher, and that's why he had success tonight. And I think you're on to it, Matt. Whew, Max. He really is just... If he just can weight back slightly on everything, he is going to hit so many home runs because he hits more foul balls 200 feet than anybody in the league.
Yeah. I'm agreeing with you.
As he
Barely misses that one.
A little bit of no man's land, yeah. And Kyle Eder doesn't really do a very good job of coming in on this ball, and that's absolutely the left fielder's ball. It's the shortstop's 20 feet out there in left field. Has no business making this
and
play.
And the wind's blowing out.
Yeah.
That's a poor decision by Ibarra, but Eder really has to talk to his buddy and say, listen, get out of the way.
That's his ball. That's 4 steps in. I mean, that's as fundamental as it gets out there for the left fielder. So, I know that ball kind of hit off Ethan's hands, but E left fielder, E7 if anything.
You think so? Is that what that would?
No,
I mean, no, but I'm saying in the on the box score, it's error on
the shortstop.
Shortstop.
That's not his ball.
Petrikis has a point.
Yeah. The only problem was I think they were, aware that he only has 3 available innings, and obviously they were going to hope Max could come in, pitch a couple, and get them to the 4th, and Alex would come in and maybe try to finish the game off. But Friedel saying RIP to the 180K bet, but I don't think he realizes that 180K bet came in on the Vaderz -1.5.
Yeah. But they're thinking maybe the wiffle ball gods are waking up.
Look at this. Great. Wow.
The wiffle ball gods have woken up. That's what Frito Breath, my boy Nick, means, is that ball should have been caught. And now the gods have woken up. Instead of the inning being over. There's 2 runners on, one of them in scoring position right now, as Alex Fernandez, AF, up to bat right now. This is big-time stuff right here.
I think he's on to something there. As we say, giving away extra outs seems to come back and bite the teams
Little bit
almost always.
downwind.
I was just going to say, see if Alex can go the opposite way here, and as he tries to do so, that ball's clearly foul, but he's looking to go the opposite field.
And heavy hitter, I believe Trevor Bauer is up after him. Alex definitely doesn't want to go to the third base side. Easy double play.
Mateo on deck. Trevor
Mateo.
bats third. Ooh, great pitch by Billy gets Alex swinging. But Mateo with a home run already in this game.
Yep.
Solo shot last inning. If he does the same thing, this game will be back to a run-1 game. Definitely just wants to hit the ball hard here. Lays off first.
Did you see the
inside.
movement of that knuckleball?
It's getting nastier and nastier. The only thing that's good for the league is that the weather is warming up, and I do think it'll dance less in the warmer weather. So it'll be interesting to see how it adjusts as it gets warmer and warmer. But these nights this night's cooling off a little now. It's probably 15 degrees cooler than it was at game time, first pitch. So maybe that knuckleball is still dancing right now tonight. Great eye by Mateo. Full count now. Big pitch by Santiwan. Got to come right after him with this knuckleball here. Mateo just
man.
misses, but it's in no man's
It's
land.
in no
again.
man's land, but Tanner comes over as it went from left center to right over right field over there.
Yeah, you kind of had 3 fielders converging here. Ibarra going back, Eder coming in, Tanner coming in. Tanner looks like he did a good job calling them off and taking the lead on that play and making sure he secured the third out.
And now we're seeing Alex Fernandez go to the mound right now. He needs to be in full shutdown mode. They cannot give up any more runs to the Vaderz.
Yeah, unfortunately, might be an inning too late, as you know, now they're in a 4-run hole. I definitely think they were trying to get a couple of innings out of Max after Mateo struggled here, as they only have 3 innings available from Alex. But look, Alex looked good in game 2, and you know, he's here to try to shut him down here, and hopefully the Bombers can jump back into this game.
Yeah, they had their shot right there, especially after a couple errors. As you could see, Alex in the new Joe Luwan film, Wendy with an eye. Yeah, he's scary. When's the premiere? Should we have a big PLW day?
Sure.
We got to go see his movie. PLW Nation, when that bad boy hops on Netflix or wherever.
Should we set up a projector and have
Yes.
and do a screening here at Hideaway Field?
100%. I think we should get a big old screen, a projector, and we could put it on Twitch, and all of Twitch PLW Nation could watch the movie with us.
Wow, this is
We'll get it on Skycam 1.
we could do live commentary.
Yes.
Kind of like Mystery Science Theater.
I used to love.
Oh, and
And
Trevor Bauer
Bauer.
drops the ball in right field. And honestly, I think this one was Lonell's ball. I can't see exact. No, he's a little too. Nope, that's Trevor's ball. He just kind of backpedaled and kind of didn't really turn towards going to the outfield. And wiffle ball in the air, not easy to catch. But that'll be an error.
Gio, and it's gonna go back. They're gonna go to 2. Can Max make the throw? Is that inside?
4:89 here on the main clock. That's going to be.
That's gonna be out.
What is?
You got 5:03, 5:08.
That's exactly 15 seconds. That's going to be safe. Yeah, going to be safe.
Wow.
The
3
the 3 stopwatches came into play. Somehow Hollis still doesn't think it's enough stopwatches. He thinks.
Why is he looking at you like you had a stopwatch? TikTok, get on over here for the ending of game number 3. Lots of fun we're having over here. Twitch.tv/Premier League or Premier Wiffle.
Come
Get
see
on.
our beautiful faces.
Yeah. I love that the 3 umpires had to converge on that one to make sure it was
It is good
solidified.
to see them immediately come together and confer, no matter what it is, whether it's 3 times or a possible dirty double or whether somebody missed the bag. It's good to see all the umpires coming together and letting, discussing it amongst each other and getting the calls right.
I mean, as serious as this league is, you need 3 umpires. You can't just have one guy out there with a timer or stopwatch. There's wiffle ball points, there's standings, there's relegation in play. You'd hate for anything to happen where one person or even 2 were making the call.
Look, the more legitimate things like that we have in this league, in turn, the league becomes just more respected. And it's good. It's good that, yes, everybody here is volunteering, but it's great that we're having plenty of guys out here willing to umpire these games, because when they play, they want the same thing.
Yeah, my fault, Stealth Stalker. Absolutely. This ain't just a game. It's real life.
Nailed it.
I think that should be something. You know how you guys do your little quotes? Maybe we should add some for the viewers. And one of them could be, this ain't a game. This is real life. Stealth Stalker.
Is that going to go?
He got under it a little bit, and it's gone. Ibarra with another home run, his 3rd of the night, I believe. And he's just adds to his... I just can't... He just continues to add to his leading home...
If you're a PLW player right now, you can't even believe what you're seeing. You're just in awe of how this guy is stroking his bat.
He's very strong. He's got a pure swing. He coils back and just explodes through the ball better than anybody in the league right now. And he's just multiple weeks in a row. All season, he's just shown why he's a force to be reckoned with in this league.
Yeah.
So anyone rolls over that to Hollis Hale. He fires to the backstop.
Good
for the third out, but not before they give up a couple more. And it looks like it didn't matter which Fernandez brother was on the mound so far this game, as the Vaderz have tagged up all 3 of them and are now up 9-3 going to the top of the 4th.
Show. He's just putting it on him.
Yeah, I mean, this whole lineup is tough. Yes, Ethan's got 3 bombs, but Gio's got some damage. Billy's doing damage. Kyle Eder's done damage. Stepner's done damage. This team, Tanner hit 1. I mean, all 6 guys have contributed tonight.
We're into our 18th game, right? And he has, 15 home runs? He's almost hitting about a home run a game.
Yeah, he's on pace for approximately 45-ish home runs this year, which would break the single-season record by a bunch. I think the single-season record is 33, I want to say, maybe.
By Briner?
Yeah, by Taylor. Yep,
in less game. There's a
in the
game.
Summer.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Taylor had 33 in the summer, I think is the number.
Do you think it's putting a little fire under Taylor Briner, as he's always been the guy we've talked about, the best in PLW, home run, the Bash Brothers, all the accolades?
A little bit, yeah, for sure.
I mean, fire him up.
I do think, as humble as he is at times, he walks around and he knows he's the best. He's the best wiffle ball player in this format in the country, and he says it. He knows he is, and I think everybody agrees. There's not too many other leagues that play this style of format, and the way he's dominated the skill level in this league, I think he's absolutely it. But there's a lot of guys that are trying to make their case for being in his conversation, and I think I'd expect him to have a hellacious last 60% of the season and remind people of who he is.
He's going to have to remind the Legends then on Thursday night. We got a big matchup against the Snappers. That's going to be a really, really good series if you are going to be tuning in. We got the rest of the week going. Tomorrow night, we got the Sand Vipers Owls. Then on Thursday, Legends versus Snappers. Good smackdown by Max to the left side. That's going to be a double. And then the Warbirds versus the Cajuns on April Fool's Day.
Yeah, looking forward for that series Friday night. Get to see Devlin and a couple of new guys, and that Tyler Walensky on the Warbirds and Devlin Daniel on the Cajuns. Some new rosters, a little bit new faces there. Be an interesting series. Should be the return of Jim Dodos full time.
Wow.
He got a couple of at bats last week, one in each game, I think, but clearly wasn't 100%.
And all day Leday, Andrew Leday, saying he won't be available this first go round as a Warbird.
As a Cajun.
Yeah.
But I think as Leday has done with his team both last year in the draft this year and in general, I think he's very confident in the core that he has, but he's also focused on the long-term success of his team. The guys he drafted this year, I think he's got a few young guys that he's working on developing, and Devlin is 22 years old. He fits into that that plan of future Cajuns' dominance in this league, or at least representation in this league, very, very well.
Are we going to see Will Morris on Friday night? He wasn't there last series.
I would expect so. Will has pretty much been there every series except for the last one. Kiefer should be there. Friday nights, I think, were the night Kiefer was available, so we should see Kiefer McClendon. And unfortunately, the Bombers don't score any there, and the Vaderz continuing to roll here.
Yeah, speaking about rolling, they just roll that lineup over, and it just always is going to be back to Ethan, and we've obviously seen what he's been doing this series.
Yeah, look, this is a lineup that the whole league has to be on notice of right now. There's no weak spots. All 6 guys in this lineup currently, not even factoring in their depth of their bench. These 6 guys are the most dangerous lineup, top to bottom, in the league, period.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't
There's a couple
even seen...
other lineups that could that could hang with them, of course. But, right now, this team is the best lineup, top to bottom, 1 through 6, and they're showing it.
You haven't put up a line of who you think is going to win the championship, but if you were going to put a number out, what would the Vaderz be right now?
I still think they would be second favorite behind the ones. I really wasn't that high on the Vaderz coming into the season. I didn't really expect Billy to make the leap forward as he did, and honestly, I slept on Ibarra big time. And they've done a great job with their free agentships, and they've really built a good team. I think they're probably something like 3-1, and the ones are like 2.5-1 or something. I think it's clearly at the moment it's a 2-horse race, but I think any team that finds their way into the playoffs in this league can beat any team on a daily basis.
Kyle Eder up to bat right now. And he goes left side.
And another hard hit ball by this Vaderz offense through the 5-6 hole.
Yeah, they are just matched up perfectly for this Bombers pitching, even though Alex Fernandez had a great game number 2. It looks like they have located exactly what he's about to do.
Yeah, there's something to be said about seeing pitchers, multiple times throughout the same evening.
And look at that. People are still watching the stream while they're in their shelters right now. Where is that? Where is this tornado happening?
AK saying follow the ones one PLW and TikTok for the ones news and highlights. Yeah, a bunch of teams have both TikToks, and every team definitely has an Instagram. So
yeah,
you guys should be following both your favorite teams and really by supporting the whole league. You can follow all the teams on
yeah,
Instagram.
Chad and AK I believe they attended the Oscars the other night.
They did. I saw they might have got into a little bit of a kerfuffle there. Bauer with that knee brace still on does a good. And there's AK. Looks like he's hosting the show. And then oh my god! And Chad walked up and just.
Look at the smile on Chad's face, and AK looks stunned.
I don't blame him.
He looks like when Buster Douglas got a hold of Tyson right there.
And this is a tailor-made double play ball. See if Hollis can turn it. Ooh.
Can we pause it on AK right there as he took a right hook from Chad?
I don't think we can quite pause it, but there's AK presenting the show, and Chad's like, "Sir, this is what I think of you." And look at Chad's smug face as he walks away. That was just bonkers the other night. Premier League WIFFLE on Instagram. Yeah, so follow the league, of course, and then follow all the individual teams. There's nothing illegal about that. Hollis can run over to the bag. It's only when it comes to throwing to the backstop that you have to take only one step. It just looks awkward because normally we would flip that over, but Hollis takes it over himself.
Safe plays. Run over there if you're feeling
tough to make an error when you just have the ball in your hand and run over and tag the bag.
Looks like we're going to go into the top of the 5th. The Bombers working with 6 outs, and they're going against Billy, and that's going to be a very steep hill to climb.
Yeah, tough task here. The Bombers jumped off to a 2-0 lead in the top of the 1st, and then since then they've been outscored 9-1 here. Look, it's a very uphill battle here. But this is a team that could put up some runs in a hurry, and I'd like to see them at least put a scare in this Vaderz team. Let them know they're still here.
Yeah, this is a good time for those of you at home, part of that PLW Nation. Give the props to the stream team tonight. We've been doing a great job. One of our better umpiring crews. Our dungeon is kicking butt. Skycam operator Jameson down there. iPad operators all sorts of people volunteering to make sure that you guys watch the best production in the WIFFLEverse.
Yeah, we got Kyle Lohman and Trent Bacone up here in the booth. We got GK Rabbit, Greg Kelly down there below with Jonathan Wilson of the Snappers, and the umpiring crew of Chad Phillips, Mark Tavano, Jim Dodos, and as we said, Jameson Steed up there on the Skycam. All volunteers here tonight bringing you this show that is PLW 5 nights a week. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah, Monday through Friday. Make sure you tune in 6 p.m., 6:05 game time. And you could hear Mateo's just missing that. And remember, Kyle, we are streaming in Tarantino's. They have a TV in there. I want to say hi to all my folks in Tarantino's. If you're eating, enjoy your food while you're watching PLW. And then Roll the Veg, a vegan vendor down in Fred's Tavern on the east side. Okay. They have a TV that streams our games as well.
Awesome.
If you're ever hungry or want some hot cocos and you're watching on the east side over there, stop on in. Love to say hi to Anthony down there in Fred's Tavern.
I expect this to be a big thing that the PLW continues to do while we represent the city of Las Vegas, and we want Las Vegas to support us, of course. And I really expect us to have the same type of arrangement that we currently have in Tarantino's and in Roll the Veg, and in not just vegan restaurants, but all sorts of bars and taverns and places around town. I would love to see so many places you walk in on a Thursday night and you grab some dinner with your significant other, and boom, there's live WIFFLE down the street in Vegas, and these restaurants would be great supporting us and would love to see us expand. And I do think that we...
Look at that. One of our games were actually live streamed in a brewery in Bowling Green, Ohio last week while I was there. How about that?
That's awesome, Jake. That's really
I'd love to meet that person and get involved as we have a flag on the field.
Yeah, well, I think the Bombers are challenging whether or not this ball... Oh, okay. The call is on the field is that this ball missed. Yeah, which is okay. So what happened is this ball, the Vaderz thought this hit the zone.
Okay.
The Trevor Bauer and the umpires were saying it didn't hit the zone. The Vaderz challenged it. Chad Phillips went underneath, took a look, said we didn't have enough evidence. Call stands. It's a ball. 2-2 to Trevor Bauer here.
Molten Mike, I rep it out when I can. Nothing wrong with that. That's Trevor Bauer.
Whoa. Trying to take his other knee out.
Listen, Buck talks, people talk about his jerky. I'm not slamming what he's doing.
That's true.
So what are you slamming what I'm doing for?
Did you hear the rumor about Buck's jerky today?
I heard the rumor as I cringed, but I understand.
I don't think it may not happen, but we heard Buck was interested in sponsoring Kirby.
That'd be amazing. Kirby bucket.
Jerky bucket?
Kirby jerky bucket.
And not only there'll be 8 balls coming out to the mound on a pitching change.
There might be
there'll be a piece of jerky in there as well. The jerky little snack for the pitcher.
Yeah, and Mark Tavano saying, I heard a piece right there.
All right, a little bit of little hostility there.
We're going to have to put old Molten Mike. I don't like you right now. Be nice.
Come on, Molten. Let's settle down. We're going to have to put him on timeout there.
Seriously. A lot of the top athletes in the world run game like that.
Come on, Mike. Yeah. Lower left, that little no smoking
Say good
button.
night, Mike. Nobody's coming into Trenchy's territory with the mouth like that.
Yeah, come on. All right, here we go. Bottom 5. Vaderz are up 9-3 here. Alex Fernandez on the mound. Vaderz looking to finish this one off and take the series and remain in first place. And they look like they're in a good spot to do so. Looks like we're going to get probably it added to the bottom. Alec Hutt here. I was talking to Billy earlier today, and I went over with him how many games each player had played so far on his team. Obviously, like the guys at the top, Kyle, Billy, they've played at like almost every game. They're going to qualify for the playoffs, no problem. But you do need to have either pitched or batted in 20 games out of the 54 games on the schedule in order to bat or pitch in the playoffs. So if they want Alec Hutt here to be able to possibly take some at-bats in the playoffs, they need to get him to play in 20 games throughout the season. And that's why you're seeing a player like himself getting an at-bat here late in Game 3. And I would expect them to do similarly with others, as we have Scotty Burley going to take an at-bat here. So, yeah, they're very conscious, and they're going to be making an attempt to get all 12 guys eligible for the playoffs. And as they should, they want to be able to be fully staffed and as flexible as possible when it comes to the playoffs.
Yeah. Not only that, they're highly involved in the social media. And the person up right now, Scotty Burley, he takes a ton of photos for PLW and especially for the Vaderz, as he's a mid-relief pitcher for those guys. And a lot of the stuff you see on the social media platform for the Vaderz is coming from that man right there swinging the bat.
Yeah, not just the Vaderz, but he started to do other teams as well. I was talking to him last week when I saw him with the camera, and I said, "Hey, Scotty, do you want to? I know you're here doing it for the Vaderz, but you want to come to the other nights of the week?" And he said, "Oh yeah, sure, I can come." So I think we worked out some kind of deal. As that tinks.
Scotty thought he saw a ball right there, but it came back and went inside. Tink, watch this reaction. He thought he was walking to first base. And then he looks back, heard it, and everything.
And here we go. Manager Sasai Alarcon taking an at-bat here in the bottom of the fifth also. Sasai can do some damage when he gets a hold of one.
Oh, absolutely.
When he's looking.
He does have that gladiator hack, though, that, Islander hack.
Yeah.
Like he can make a canoe or something.
He goes down swinging there on 2 pitches.
I'd hate to meet Sasai in a dark alley. Man. He's a
he
scary
did say
dude.
people think he's like Hawaiian or Samoan.
What are these?
Mexican.
Mexican, right?
Yeah, Mexican.
Yeah.
There we go. Top of the 6th. Last ups for the Bombers, potentially, as they are chasing 6 here in the 6th inning. In Game 3 tonight, Vaderz blanked the Bombers 8-0 Game 1. Bombers punched right back and got 5-1 victory in Game 2. And they jumped out to a 2-0 lead here. But the Vaderz with an explosive 3 solo shot first inning.
Wow.
To jump right back 4-2, and now it's 9-3 Vaderz here in the last game. And we're going to have Kenny Santiwan, brother of Billy Santiwan, come in and close this one out.
You know what I call him? Kenny
got?
Santi 2.
Kenny Santi 2.
Billy Santiwan, Kenny Santi 2.
All right. It makes sense to me. I'm following. Hello, Tropical T in the chat. Hey yourself.
There she is. Tropical T. Rolling PLW hottie style.
James McBride saying he's an island boy. My wife loves that song.
No, I know. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
How does our equipment stay dry when it rains? It doesn't.
Is that a trick question?
We covered it in trash bags, and we only had, I think, 2 near fires last night.
You know what I did?
We were good.
Me and Warfield, we put a Viper jersey that was signed by all the Vipers. We used it as a rag to wipe all the dirty water that collected.
Yeah, guys, don't stick around just after this game, as we're going to put a poll up as soon as this game ends for the who's going to join Trench here in the booth for the post-game interview. And Hollis leads off the top of the 6th here, looking to get a rally started. Right now, it's looking like it's going to be a Vader, and some nominees look like they should be Ethan Ibarra, of course, Gio Battistoni, Nate Stepna, Billy Santiwan, and
It was a strike, yeah?
do we go Kyle Eder? Tanner Roundy.
Yeah, I mean, take your pick.
Any of them, really. There's only room for 5 spots, so I think that... Whoa, that was a really
happened?
huge mental lapse by Ibarra there. It looks like he was trying to let this go fair to then throw him out, and he let it go fair and just picked it up and stood there.
I've never seen anything like that.
Pitch count is off occasionally because it's done manually, and the guys in the booth sometimes just get distracted with other tasks, but we try to stay on top of it for the most part. But don't look now. They gain an extra out, and Alex Fernandez rips a single through the left side, and it's 9-4.
Wait a minute, that point spread might be coming into play just a tiny bit,
Hold
Loman.
on. Glenn Meadows shaking in his boots. 9-4.
with the dangerous Mateo Fernandez up now.
Wow, could you imagine a walk right here and then Trevor Bauer up next with the bases juiced? Oh, man.
Boy. Glenn saying Billy didn't talk about his perfect game last time, put him in the booth.
Ball
That's
number
not a bad
3. If I'm
idea.
Mateo, I'm probably all stop sign right here, as I know I have a big bat behind me.
I know we're talking about Vaderz, but this one ain't over yet. And oh, what an incredible job by Gio knocking that down to second.
Oh,
and
what a
they turn
play!
the double play. What an incredible double play by the Vaderz there. Battistoni to Ibarra to the backstop, and they turn 2.
What a throw by Ibarra. I thought for a second it was going to be airmailed off of us, but it dove down last second, hit that PLW sign, smack dab right in the middle. 2 outs now. That's he goes to third base. Man, it could have been a devastating.
What a play. Battistoni knocks this ball out of the thin air. It gets batted back to Kenny Santawan, who flips it to Ibarra, covering second, and with his strong arm, fires to the backstop to turn 2. And just like that, the Bombers are down to their last strike, potentially, tonight.
Oh, man, that takes some wind out of your sails for sure.
Wow, what a difference. If that gets through, it's 9-5, 2 on, nobody out. And now it's runner on third, 2 down for Trevor.
Wow, they're going to have to go back to, that's a mayday for them. They were going to go down there and smash some, bombers, or drop some bombs on the Vaderz, but mayday now.
And that ball was behind Trevor, but he didn't get his bat down quick enough, and it actually went off of his bat. So that's a foul ball, and it's 2-2.
Oof.
And it's full now to Trevor, I believe. Definitely 2 strikes.
Good take by Trev. I guess it's going to be full count
Yeah,
right
now it's
now.
I think we got one of those pitches early confused. The first pitch was actually a strike, but they put a ball. So full count. And he stares at strike 3.
Game over. Good pitch by Kenny Santitu to end it. And the Vaderz are now in sole possession of first place in PLW.
Yep, no matter what happens this week, the Vaderz will end this week as the #1 team in the league. And they deserve it. Honestly, they've played great wiffle all season. They take 2 out of 3 against a very tough Bombers squad, a team that made the playoffs last year, a team with the most improved player, arguably could have been the MVP last year, a guy who hits tons of home runs in Trevor Bauer. They beat a great team tonight. Team effort by the Vaderz, top to bottom. All 6 guys that they pretty much rolled with in their starting lineup all night contributed. And there we go. We have the poll up for the post-game interview. Tanner Roundy, Ethan Ibarra, Billy Santiwan, Kyle Eder, Gio Battistoni. Get your votes in to see who you want up in the booth tonight with Trench for the post-game interview. And we have an early lead for Ethan.
Yeah, I think that's going
Get
to trend
those votes
that
in.
way.
Yeah, honestly, he's been beasting so far this year. He leads the league in home runs. And look, it's not surprising that
He might be leading the league in RBIs as well, no?
I'm not sure. I know Hicks has a lot for the Sand Vipers. I'd have to look up that statistic. I think it's probably close. You hit a lot of home runs, you're going to get a lot of RBIs. So
I
it's
think
real
Ibarra
close,
probably jumped him. Obviously, Hicks is going to be playing this week.
Right.
But it's going to be close after this week between Ibarra and Hicks.
100%. And it looks like Ethan's going to run away with this one, as I will go get Ethan to join
Ethan.
you up here in the booth for the post-game interview. One moment.
Give it up for Kyle Lohman. Double duo, me and Lohman up in the booth. Always love having him rock out a commentating session here at the PLW. The Vaderz weren't really, I don't even know if they were tested all that much. Yeah, they got popped a couple times on the chin, but they just came right back, Rocky Balboa style, and kept on fighting until they just took a body shot to Drago, and he couldn't breathe anymore, and we're going to have Ethan Ibarra up in here. Yeah, you better button that up, dude. There you go. Go top 2. Get that on there. Ethan, welcome to the booth, man. It looks like we're making this kind of a thing, as Kyle Lohman will be taking that TikTok phone.
What's up, Trench?
What's happening? It looks like we're making we're having our commentating dates up here quite often, and that just means that you're playing very, very well. Game number 1. You guys weren't even tested. You guys were on fire. Team effort. You just demolished the Bombers. Played real well behind Billy's pitching once again. What's it like when you guys are in rhythm like that, especially in game number 1?
Oh, yeah, it's great. We came out swinging hot, and then, when we have Billy on the mound, if we get up early, it's like a dagger to the other team, like it's just tough to score off of him, and we know when he's on the mound for us, just get up early, and then I wouldn't say it's over because anything can happen in this league, but it's Billy.
And then anything kind of does happen. Game number 2, Alex Fernandez starts and kind of probably only held you guys to maybe 4 or 5 hits, only 1 run. What was going through your guys' head after, during game number 2, you couldn't get any runs abroad there?
Yeah, nothing really crazy. We were just hitting the ball right at people. We're still hitting the ball hard. That just happens in this game sometimes, and that's why you can't go undefeated in baseball and in this league. It's not like the NFL or football where you can just run it,
Yeah, game number 3. Let's talk about your hitting, man. You hit a couple opposite field home runs. You're leading the league in home runs. You probably leapfrogged Hicks in RBIs as well. I've said it a few weeks ago. I'm going to say it again. Right now, as an offensive player, you are the best in the business. What's going on there?
Yeah, I just got back to my approach. Last week was a little bit of a struggle, as you know, you were here.
Yeah, I watched.
I think I was just trying to do a little bit too much, trying to get the ball elevated too much, and that's just not good in anything you do. So just getting back to my approach and not trying to do too much and just trying to help my team out.
Yeah, you guys now are in sole possession of first place. I know Sasai takes being a manager or owner of the Vaderz very, very seriously. He's pieced together one of the best PLW teams I've ever seen. You guys are assembled from top to bottom. There are no holes, even in your pitching, your bullpen and everything. What's the feel like in the Vaderz camp right now?
Oh, it's amazing. Sasai is just an unreal dude. It's hard not to just love him. This is his baby, and we know how important it is to him, so we just want to go out and show out for him, whenever we can, and the vibes are great. The boys are buzzing.
I see it. You guys hit 3 solo shots in game number 3, I believe, right? That was game 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Tanner. It was you. It was...
Gio.
Was it Gio?
I have no idea. There's
a bunch of you guys
yeah.
kind of went yard right there. And it got really, really loud.
No, it was Billy.
Billy.
Was his first one of the year, I think. Second one of his career.
Yeah, we talk about that quite a bit, that Billy is like a singles machine. He actually had a double and then a home run tonight. When you see somebody like Billy hit a home run, you guys must erupt in the dugout.
I was on my way to the restroom. But no. I did see it. I had my arms up like this, and I let him know. So.
Well, congratulations, man. You guys are monsters out there. Give it up to Ethan Ibarra.
Thank you, guys.
He's part of the first place Vaderz. Watch your head as you leave the booth. As we're going to get Kyle Lohman back in here, we'll talk a little bit for a second about what you guys just witnessed and maybe a little bit going into tomorrow as we have the Sand Vipers versus the Night Owls tomorrow night. First, I want to talk about Ethan Ibarra. What a stud, man, coming up here. He's very humble. He loves playing for Sasai and that squad. And it's like they're playing for Sasai. They have that mentality.
Yeah, a little bit. Sasai's the owner there now, and Billy's the manager. And, yeah, they're having a ball. I think they probably have the best clubhouse in the league right now. They're a good brotherhood. They all love playing with each other, for each other, and you really see that and feel that, both up here as broadcasters and playing against them. It's a tough, really tight, cohesive unit right now, and they're going to be a tough team to beat.
I want to talk real quick about the matchups tomorrow night. We have the Sand Vipers and Owls. Who's your pick? We got Tom Gannon coming back tomorrow night. There he is.
There he is, Tom Gannon returning for the airport.
Who do you like?
I think without Dalby and Stein, you have to lean Sand Vipers. I think Gannon's going to come back refreshed, pumped up, some shadowy figures there. Not really sure who that is. Maybe both of those guys make an appearance tomorrow night. We're not really sure yet. But I think Tom Gannon's coming back refreshed and ready, and I expect him to show up.
What do you got the series going?
I'm going to say Sand Vipers sweep.
And he's bringing out the broom. Kyle Lohman is saying Sand Vipers sweep. I'm laying off that one. I don't want any more haters as I'm not doing too well in my wiffle ball bets. But tomorrow night, make sure you tune in. I'm Trench Pacone. That's Kyle Lohman. We'll see you tomorrow night.